Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. We're seeing North American stock futures pretty muted to start on this Friday after a big sell-off into the close yesterday. A little bit of anticipation heading towards this news conference, anticipated news conference that U.S. President Trump will have at some point today with regards to China. Everyone anticipating that this has to do with the bill that China passed back at the beginning of the week, a national security bill that's directly affecting Hong Kong. The White House at that time came out and said that if the bill was passed, they would look to add more sanctions on China. So that news conference coming up at some point this morning. We'll let you know when that happens and the results, obviously, from it. The announcement yesterday afternoon that this news conference was coming sent the market to the downside in a hurry into the close yesterday. All three major U.S. indexes finished the day down about 0.5%. The NASDAQ a little bit better off, about 0.25%. Individually this morning, shares of Luckin Coffee back on watch, moving higher after a 22% decline yesterday. We're watching Hertz Global once again, also doing significant volume in the pre-market. Costco shares trading sharply lower after an earnings miss after the close yesterday. On the data front this morning, we're going to get Chicago PMI numbers at 9:45. One of those sneaky ones at 9:45 that can move the market if it is outside of what is expected. Also, University of Michigan sentiment numbers coming up at 10 o'clock. Holiday shortened week. We made it to Friday already. It's May 20th, 2020. Trader TV Live starts now. And there's a look at Asian markets from overnight. The APAC region, a little bit to the downside. Once again, led by Australia there, 3.5%. Everything else pretty muted. Nifty in India having a decent day, though, about 1% to the upside. Let's slide over to Europe and see how things are shaping up so far. Same story here, pretty negative right across the board, top to bottom. Nice day yesterday throughout Europe, mostly positive. Let's have a look at North America heading towards the open here. We are continuing to slide to the downside so far this morning, 0.5% now for the S&P 500. You can see Brazil's open there, trading higher, 0.4%. We have Bitcoin lower this morning, crude oil to the downside, and gold trading in positive territory so far this morning. A little bit of caution, I guess, is the best word heading towards this news conference so far this morning. Good morning, guys. We are anticipating that things might get a little bit exciting at some point if this does happen during the show, but no time on this news conference yet, so we will wait to see. I want to, right off the bat, thank everyone for coming out yesterday. Whoever came out yesterday, we had about 4,500 people watching us do our first live recording for the educational videos, over on our educational site. So that is going to be a regular occurrence now. Every Wednesday, guys, join us at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing a live recording of educational videos. Those videos that we recorded yesterday set to be released Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday, Friday of next week. So that's going to be the schedule kind of going forward. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll release one video per day. Every single Wednesday now going to be recording, and it was a good time. We had a nice hour-long chat.
Yeah, overwhelming response. And the reality is, if you guys like it, which you showed us, we're going to keep doing it. So every single Wednesday. The one thing I will say is, if there's interesting topics or topics you want us to cover, throw those into the chat. We get as many of them we can, write them down, and put it in the schedule. One of the things that we got as an example or a suggestion yesterday, we're going to be doing next week. So make sure you give us those comments, the likes, the subscribe. That's what it's all about here. But let us know what it is that you want us to cover here. That's what it's all about. But it's also about trading, guys. And it's been a fantastic week. And we're going to cap it off in a big way, I think. But yesterday's numbers at Day Trader were pretty solid across the board. The top 10 traders. Number one pulled in 41,000. You can see trading pretty much the U.S. and Canada here, Amex, TSX, NASDAQ, New York. Number two was a European trader at 33,000. 30,000 was number three, heavily trading Europe again. Number four, 24,000. Number five, 17. There was big opportunities trading in Europe. Day Trade the world. Of course, we've seen what's happened in names like Hertz being volatile, and we're looking at party today, and it could be a party on this one. This short already working out. Massive seller here. Sean, I think we're all involved in PRTY right now.
Yeah, I just got in late right now on that 160 break. Yeah, a little bit of a position here. But yeah, look at this, guys. I saw in the chat there, someone just mentioned what Donald Trump just tweeted. And yeah, he tweeted one word. China. So here we go. So he tweeted at 9:01 the word China right here. So I retweeted it, and we'll see. Yeah, but you guys can follow all of us obviously on Twitter. My handle here, if I can ever get to it, at TraderTV Sean. So here you go. Follow me here. Join the party. We've been tweeting a few things. Watch list today. Rob Alder's on the show today, guest trader. So he'll be on today, and we'll have some fun with him. But it's going to be, like Neil said, a good day. Apparently, I mean, it's not apparently, but there is rebalancing happening today. Some hangovers from the March rebalance that never happened. I thought we'd come in today, Brendan, and see a few names on here with some big size, but I don't see anything. I see Hertz on here as a buy. We want to go short on that one. And we will talk about, obviously, some of these canopy names as I'll find my favorite thing to hit. CGC as a shareholder. It's not a good day, but we'll see what happens on this stock today live as we trade it.
Yeah, big move to the downside for CGC after earnings. We'll get to that one. Obviously, China, I guess, is going to be the theme for today's session and the show as well. Let's go over to the desk and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning and hello everyone. Welcome to Trader TV Live. Guys, I wish you a great trading day, and we are here as usual to make it even better. Please subscribe to our channel and hit the thumbs up. You already know it's our tradition to reach more than 400 likes before the market opens. Guys, we are having a very interesting day today. Our next trader guest will join us today, and also we will post 2 new educational videos today. So stay tuned, subscribe and support with likes. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
Yeah, absolutely. 2, not 1, but 2. Level 2 and time of sales coming out at the end of the show. We'll release that link around 11:50, 11:55, give you something to watch during lunchtime. So that's coming up a little bit later on. Let's jump into what is moving around in the pre-market so far this morning. Lots to get through here this morning, so let's get going. Costco, the first one we'll talk about here, obviously. One with earnings aftermarket yesterday. They missed expectations, I think, kind of as expected, obviously, with social distancing. Not as many shoppers going to be in the store as once were and as expected. So not a huge move down here, only 1.7% to the downside here. You can see the big flush aftermarket to the downside. I mean, overall was kind of in line with expectations. I guess they were expecting a loss, came out a loss, and now it's a bit of a wait and see, I guess, on Costco, guys.
Yeah, I mean, certainly wait and see. If you kind of look at the entire week, you sort of look at the range that it dropped into. You go a couple of sessions ago at 304 to 306, and then you had the big dip to the downside the following day. If not for that run up, essentially you're hanging out right now just off of the middle of that range at 302, 302.50. So, interestingly enough, I think you're dead on. It's not like it was a big deal one way or the other. If not for that little bump to the upside, I don't think there would have been that much heavy selling in aftermarket here. I am looking at a couple levels on Costco for myself. I did have a 306 resistance point. I think if we bump into that, it's Friday. You're seeing the future slide just a little bit. I do think if we bump into that 306 range, of course, that was the open yesterday. That was that little top end of the range earlier in the week. That could be a nice little fade for us. So we're looking to see if it can't bump up into that, take a shot shorting it. If it busts through, I think we'll just be out of it there. But that's the first idea. And the second thing, we're just looking to see if 300 even, 299.50, if that holds as any kind of support.
Yeah, I mean, it's not doing enough for me. And look at this. I said to Brandon, I actually hope they miss because I wanted to buy it, but we'll see here. Check out the daily chart on Costco. I don't know. I guess my daily chart. Oh, here it is. Okay, good. Yeah, it's stuck in this range, and that's basically what I wanted to show you guys. Was just that Costco right now, it's right in the middle, 304 and change. So I mean, what are you going to do with this thing? We're not going to get as high as 312 today. We're probably not going to. Well, I mean, we could break 300. If you break 300, look for. I would rather wait for. I mean, these wicks are all the way. I don't know. 299 and change. It just, as you can tell by my attitude here, it's not an overly exciting stock for me. They did miss, obviously, for the first time in a while, so that's not the greatest thing to see. But Costco right now is going to be a stay away for me.
Yeah, I think that's probably the opinion across the board. If you look at the volume, you look at the movement in the pre-market, everyone kind of hands off at this point on Costco. Let's go to CGC. Definitely not hands off on CGC today. Big move down. $3.72 per share loss, guys, versus an expected 59-cent per share loss. So much bigger than expected loss on the quarter. They also said fiscal 2021 will be a transition year in which strategy reset is fully implemented, whatever that means at this point. Yeah, 20% here to the downside for CGC.
I just feel like we got to hear more from like the CEO or the management team or something, because like, what is a strategy reset? So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, they have acreage holdings. They own a lot of the licenses across the U.S. now. CGC should be. I mean, again, this is my most heavily invested name in the cannabis space, and it's. I mean, I had this stock at $6, but it went all the way to 60 or 70 or so on the Canadian side, and now we're back down here. This is U.S. We're looking at that because it's doing the pre-market volume. You can also trade at weed.to over there in Toronto. But yeah, look, we're bouncing off 17. I'll go short, even if it's in the pre-market here at 17. You have VWAP up here at 1775, so that's going to give you a little bit of an out as well. If you go back, the thing about this stock is, guys, it was on such a huge rip the last couple days. If we look at a daily chart here, it'll just let you know that we've already been down here. This was last week. Like last week, we're at $14, $15, $16. May 20th, we were at $16.88, so that's right where we are now. So yeah, we're just kind of hovering back into this area. It's too bad that it gave back everything. We saw the big run on Aurora. Now this gives back everything back. And then I think we can have a chance to buy it back in my own account, hopefully at these prices here, 14, 15. That might even come today, but nothing really on the daily chart. I just like a 17 break, play the momentum, and then average into shorts throughout the day, Neil. I don't know.
Yeah, 1760, you go back far enough, and then you go into this 1850 area. You want to look at the 3-minute here, just the entire week. 1850 was a previous bottom, and those lined up pretty well if you look at any of these kind of pullbacks in the pre-market. And again, volume's solid at 3 million shares, so you can give a little bit of weight to some of those areas. So 1860 there, 1760, we're basically right here. So, I mean, that's going to be the same thing as the break. I think you'd use that as a stop area for the breakdown short at 17 even. If it pulls up, I'm going to be fading this one into that 1850 area, taking the short on the way up if it gets to 1850.
One to the upside here, guys. Big lots. Nice look for big lots today, up about 14%, kind of holding these levels as well between 41 and 42 at the moment. They reported earnings that were much better than expected. 10.3% jump in comparable store sales, and EPS was up 37% year over year. So a nice look here. As we said, 14%. 42, though, a bit of a wall so far as the resistance goes.
Yeah, it's not a ton of volume, Brennan, but there's certainly somebody selling shares at 42 here, and they've been doing that for the greater part of an hour. You can sort of see they're trying to bust through. That could give you a breakout trade off of the open. I'd be a little bit worried with a 13%, 14% move to the upside. It could be one of those fake outs. You really don't have anything when you're looking at the daily chart to go off of when in terms of levels. What I was looking for here, though, is I do think there's a good chance, looking at the afternoon's action, that 40 top that you saw here, not yet afternoon, but in the morning action, that 40 top that you saw from yesterday's session, that could turn into support if it wants to dip down. So if that 42 holds, let's see what happens to that 40 even. I'd like to see if it can bounce. That could be a better buy opportunity than the breakout, which could be one of those little failed breaks, and then the volatility could be a little bit increased just based on the fact that you don't have a ton of liquidity. So big lots is more of an opening range trade for me as opposed to taking anything in the pre-market, which I will not do.
I mean, yeah, these any retailer that's at a 52-week high right now, I'm not super in love with that. I get some questions here from Lousy Gamer. Yeah, I just added at 70 here to my position on Party City. So yeah, I'm trying to give it up here 180, 185 and change. It's not a huge position right now because it's the pre-market. We did talk about that a lot before. And yeah, I see some thoughts there. Yeah, I don't think, I'm not trying to go long on CGC by any stretch of the imagination. I do like it short through $17. I just think for a longer term play, if you can get down into that, I mean, if we can get down to single digits, that's a different story. But if you can take that down and get it even in the low teens, I don't mind it as a little bit of a momentum play higher, because you could still get different bills passed and whatnot that can help this out. And I'm not sure what, I mean, again, it's an election year, so there's going to be a lot happening there. Yeah, you see the market falling down here. The one thing I want to check out before we get into one more name just was Alibaba, just to see what was happening, because this China talk here can't be good for them. And okay, so you're still hovering around here. That's okay. Yeah, I'll check back in Luckin and a few of these other trades. Okay, there we go. Speak of the devil, there goes CGC. So we are now short this name below 17 again. Just a couple hundred shares right now. We'll wait to see. We want to add to this position, like I said, if we can get back up here to VWAP. But right now, we are short CGC down below $17 without the market even opening. Quick check, Brandon, one more time. CGC right here, a sell. Okay, so still a sell of 600,000 shares. We'll see if we can use some momentum to get out of this. But right now, against us as it popped back up 17.
All right, guys, let's go to Salesforce here. One of those names that we kind of look at around earnings or around some sort of significant news. CRM down this morning, 3.72%. Big move down aftermarket, obviously. We ended the day around 182 yesterday, down to 173, 172.5. Earnings were actually good. Both top and bottom lines beat expectations, but they came out with a full year, both profit and revenue cut. For 2020. So that's the negative look here for CRM today, guys, 3.75%.
Yeah, I have a bit of a range for resistance up here at about 177.60 to that 180 mark. So you're bouncing away from that right now, which I think is a good area to start shorting this name. In terms of an entry point, the pre-market action it's decent. It's actually 100,000 shares, so you don't want to completely write it off. There is a 175. You can call it a wall that already broke. So if it can't hold this to the downside, you're probably looking at a pop into that 177 range, where you got to start thinking about fading into that short trade, guys. So I would love to see 175 hold off of the open. If it breaks and it's a failed break on the way back down, I think you want to slam that one to the short side. So if it only goes like 50 cents to $1 and then turns around, you slam 175 on the way back in. I like that setup. As far as shorting the bottom, if it breaks the low literally at 9:30, I don't love that trade in a stock like this with the spread that big. I feel like you can get wicked out. So I am looking for this one to pop to 175 and give us a nice little entry point on CRM. I think we'll have lots of shorts we can look at today. This one could be one of them. It just depends on the setup.
Yeah, I'm still looking at some of these other plays here, including Party City moving back down. Again, we are short now, 163. Okay, that was CRM Salesforce. I love this space. We talked about Twilio again. That was a big name, and they've been on a huge run. This is probably a little bit overdone here, CRM. What I wrote down was 172 to the downside. Obviously, that's some protection there on 172, 172.50. We'll wait to see. The lowest it got was 173.50. I'd much rather, if I'm going to be trading some of these bigger tech names today, I think it's going to be the Facebooks and the Twitter of the world. We wrote down some key levels for those as well. And if President Trump is going to be speaking about China, he may be asked about Twitter as well. So we're going to watch some of these social media stocks as we go. But CRM, a good one, man. 101,000 shares, decent amount of volume for this name off of earnings. Yeah, why not? 172.50 to the short side looks like a good play for me.
Yeah, I want to make sure we get to those social media companies. We'll do that in a second here, as close to the open as we can, so we all have a decent plan ready for what we're going to do with Twitter and Facebook. We're talking about Luckin shares here again, guys. Another day, another couple million in volume in the pre-market for LK. This time up 5.8%. We're well off the highs already. Gave you a shot to short this thing up around 230 this morning, but nice look to the downside anyways as far as the fade trade goes for LK so far. There was a Cambridge investment advisor out this morning talking this thing up, saying he's been picking up some shares since it resumed trading, but otherwise not a lot of news outside of that potential bidder or a list of potential bidders to buy this thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Potential bidders, yes. I think that 233 area that we're watching make a nice little top area yesterday for some shorting. I think that's going to be an interesting price. Shorted there a couple of times. It tried to break through, gap up there this morning, and then turn right around a couple of times at 230. So I feel like that's the potential breakout. Kevin, some of us were talking in the chat here about 240 as a level. that's fine too. I just think if you want to get an early jump on any kind of a breakout, maybe you take some shares in that 33, 35 range. Otherwise, I think you short in front of it. $2 was a bit of a wall. If that breaks, whenever it happens, I want to be shorting through that $2 break. Similar to what I like in Hertz. If that breaks $1, I'm going to try shorting it. It's basically the same type of play. Should be a lot of momentum when that goes.
Yeah, I tweeted those levels out today, 240. I like 240. The reason why, again, you bring it back here to yesterday. That's kind of where we stopped. This move came up and down yesterday at 235. So we'll give it a couple more pennies up to 240. And then look, a couple resistance spots at $2. So actually, I have a bracket order in. We're going to go long. It breaks 240. We're going to go short. It breaks $2. It's going to be pretty simple play for me on that one. Party City does go into the money for me a little bit here, but we don't take it. So obviously, we're not trading very heavily. We're still thinking that we can break this bottom out, and then my target for Party City is always about halfway back or so. So this is about $1.02. We get as high as about $1.80. So you're looking at 40, 35, 40, somewhere in here. So we'll see if that's a party time here. We tried to get more shares short on CGC. Unfortunately, it never went up where we'd liked it. I would like it in the 30s or 40s. So now we're back down and now back into the money a little bit here on CGC as we are short Party City and short CGC. So far, a little bit of action here, winners. So we're not going to say anything because there's still 9 minutes and we're going to see what happens off the open here. But I do have a bid down in the 60s for CGC, guys.
All right, guys, let's go to social media world. Obviously, everyone awaiting this press conference that should come at some point this morning, we hope, from President Trump, who is going to talk about China. Out yesterday, Trump signed that executive order directly affecting social media platforms. So we were sitting here in the afternoon, guys, kind of watching Facebook fall apart and expecting Twitter to do the same thing, but ended up being Facebook that was kind of leading these names to the downside. Twitter a little bit late to the party. It did end up giving you a move to the downside, but this one, FB, was definitely the weak one initially when that news came out that the signing of the bill was happening yesterday afternoon.
I think at least part of the story was, Facebook overall strength has just been better. So it was a little bit later to the party, and then when the bill came, there was just more room for it to drop off of those highs. I think that, to me, that's the story, and I think it sticks with that they're a little bit stronger. If you look at what's in there, this is kind of directly targeted at where censorship is happening at a certain level, and that's obviously directly in Twitter's face. For me and Facebook, I do think if we can get back above not yesterday's highs, but that 229, 230 area, I'm not necessarily bullish on the market today, but if we can get through there, that would be a buy opportunity. Otherwise, if it gets in that range and fails to 231.66, I think that would be an interesting sell point for me. You do have a nice little double bottom here at 221.50 to 222 that could be support. So those are the levels I'm looking at for Facebook. Twitter, I'll be definitely more bearish on, Sean. Interested to see your take.
Facebook said they're not going to censor anything. They're not going to do what Twitter's doing. So Zuckerberg came out, and I believe that's the right stance. If they're going to be a media company, then maybe they should be doing that. But they can't censor what people tweet all of the time. Hate speech is one thing. Look, they've done the best they can for some of that. But to start saying that, for example, when he was talking about those ballots can be rigged if they're sent home, that's probably true in my opinion. He was talking about it yesterday. So anyways, I'm just a little nervous about the fact checking stuff. Okay, Facebook 224. I still think we go down today. So that's why this has nothing to do with the social media stuff, really. I just think that if you break this 224.50 down here, which was yesterday's bottom before heading upside, we closed a little strong yesterday. So Facebook had that bad news. They did tank all the way down. Zuckerberg comes out and says, don't worry about it. So yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical about these stocks, but I do like Facebook's strength as opposed to, and I dumped some of these shares yesterday in my account like I said we would, pick some up at 25 during the crash, now get them out 32, 33, not bad. Twitter's bottom here, 31.25. I just thought with all this rhetoric, and everyone picking up the newspaper, watching CNN, watching Fox News, whatever, all they're talking about is this, right? And so we're going to wait to see here what happens. I just thought we would have had a lot of pressure here on Twitter, and we're not. So to me, maybe this is a good break right here, guys, bouncing off of 31.85. Yesterday I was only short Twitter, and it paid off royally in the afternoon. Follow my Twitter for that one. My Twitter on Twitter as well. 31.85, 31.90. Let's look for a break. This doesn't seem as bad as maybe it could be. I'm still excited for that China tweet because What is going to happen when this guy grabs the mic? I'm not sure, but we're going to wait to see as the futures right now kind of hovering around flat. I mean, down 0.59 isn't that bad, Brendan, really.
Yeah, he's clearly fired up about whatever is going to happen during this press conference. We'll obviously bring that to you when it happens. You guys mentioned Party City a couple of times already. They executed a transaction support agreement with bondholders holding over $440 million in bonds. Also said they'd raise $100 million in new capital to increase financial strength to kind of bridge the gap, I guess, over the next coming weeks and months during this pandemic that's continuing. But another retailer here, you go out to a daily time frame. I mean, Party City definitely a weak stock, gapping up though significantly on that news today, though.
Yeah, I mean, immediately when you said that daily chart, that's what I was looking at this morning. I see a bit of a 175 previous base here. Assuming you call up with the information and look at the pre-market action on 10 million shares, you have a nice lower level being put in on this retracement, which is what we like to see for a setup. So the second it rolled over 175, then I was entering shares multiple times. It means a couple of times on the way down in front of 160, below that 170 range. Then a reload here when it retested 170. I've taken a bit off at 159, 161. I think that's kind of the style. I will try to take some more shares off here in the 158, 159 range, lock in 10-cent wins. But ultimately, at this point, I'm looking for about a 130 to 134, 135 area target for the last of my shares to the short side. Again, with about a 180 stop. I prefer an area stop here as opposed to a hard one where I'm just going to set an automatic stop order and then just get punched out. So you have to watch this one. If it does one of those little pop and fails at 180, I think that'll be an opportunity to jump back into the trade right at 9:30 or maybe shortly a couple of minutes after that.
Okay, yeah, people asking about Afria. Yeah, we'll look at all of this stuff, guys. Don't worry, as the market opens up. So right now, just two positions on, and CGC is still moving around. Let's check the market imbalance locator just quickly here to see what's happening. CGC still has a 768,000 share sell imbalance. Oh, we didn't get to Hertz yet. Is that what you're doing on the screen? No. Okay, so here goes Hertz. We'll just talk about this real quick. It hasn't broken $1 in the last couple days, so we're going to wait to see if that does happen today. I'm just going to be one and done. If that breaks $1, well, not one and done. That'll be my first trade down here at $1. We'll see. Yesterday, $1.10 was a little bit of resistance until it broke, and then it really wasn't anything. Once it broke, there was no big fanfare behind that break or anything. So right now, Hertz, I'm just waiting for $1 to break, and we'll go sub $1, and then we'll see what that happens. So that'll be a big position. We had to pay for shorts, and they were about 5 or 6 cents a share. So it's a little bit expensive, and I did it. So we're going to wait to see here what happens. I need to make at least 5 cents on a trade here, breaking below $1. So if it breaks below $1, my target out will be at least 94 cents. Brendan, I got to make that penny. I got to pay back these pay for shorts.
Yeah, I love that look on Hertz. Huge. There was a wall at $1 yesterday afternoon. So if it does go, should give you a flush here. This is another one to have a look at. ABIO, huge move up yesterday on some COVID news, back to the downside today. Just be careful of this one. Thinly traded and has a huge range on the day. This little move here to the downside was $1 already, or better part of $1, depending on where you got in. So we're right back at 14. Obviously 14, a bit of a wall in the pre-market here. A little bit of a pivot in the afternoon yesterday. So 14, then 14.50. Above that, this thing could get back up here. This is $19 and $20 up there. So huge mover, ABIO, guys.
Yeah, you've got to be prepared for big swings in ABIO. This is certainly going to be one that we're all over today. I always like when it's coming back in on that second day because it gives you some levels that you can work with. And this is what it's going to be all about today for me. On ABIO, I've written down a big 1350, which is basically right where we are right now. So that could be a nice little breakdown. It tested it once through in the pre-market on this little light volume. It couldn't go very far, but hasn't rebounded very heavily either. 1465 is a level. And then I have a hard 1650 to 40. That's about a 25-cent range. That's going to be the breakout area to the upside. If it gets through there, you're probably going to be squeezing a bunch of people to the upside. So watch out ABIO. I think you're shorting in front of those prices. You're shorting a 1350 break and then seeing how far that retracement can go.
Yeah, eyes on cannabis today. I see that, guys. Yeah, for sure, 100% we'll be here. So you do not have to worry for that. We'll be watching these names today. ACB is one of my best stocks of the week. So we'll check out with Aurora Cannabis right now as well. That's going to be down only 5% today. Is that correct? No, not even down at all. So we'll see if Aurora Cannabis takes this down. But right here, obviously I'm invested. I'm short right now. We're out of the money, 10 pennies if we take that. My out, 17. I mean, we have VWAP at 1750. That's probably where we'll we'll be looking here for CGC to get out of our trade. We're not going to hold this forever. It either wins for us or loses, and then we'll regroup. If it does go outside, then 1785, 1780 for a long, but it's looking good this way. Party City, guys.
Attaboy.
Yeah, we're short Party City right now. I'm not going to get out until 50s, but we are short here 62 off of a nice average in with only 45 seconds to the bell. I believe Valeria's on the bell, so she'll be hitting that up very soon for us. And yeah, get ready for an exciting day, guys. Welcome to a Friday on a short week. Guest trader today coming at 11:05 as well.
Yeah, can't wait for that guest trader segment. Should be a lot of fun for just about an hour for the end of the show. I'm going to hit the confetti because, again, 20% out of this position. We'll reload every time at 170 and party. And then looking for, if it breaks 150, I'm looking for 130 to 135 ultimate target. Valeria is on the bell. We'll get to SNOA at some point off of the open, guys, but eyes are on ABIO. Some CGC on a pullback if it does want to come in. There is so much to cover today. We want to make sure we get it all for you to round out this short week. We're going to drop that countdown. 7, 6, 5, 4. Watch out for Hertz. 3, 2, 1. This is going to be in front of $1 on Hertz. One thing I didn't mention on Hertz is I might take one shot long in front to see if it gives a bounce off $1, but immediately going to the downside is PRTY, Party, heading in the money for us again, guys. So if we can break this 150, like I said, 130 to 135 is my target, guys, ultimately for these shares on Party City. Hertz not moving, so don't worry about that one right now, doing nothing. CGC, however, giving that little pullback. I think we had a couple of levels to the upside, and we weren't afraid to jump in. 1760 was one of them. Short 48's in front of it right now, seeing if it can't retrace.
Yeah, we just took a little bit of a short there again as well. We did get blown out. I told you 1750 on the top. I just went short again on a failed break, but watch out for 1780 here on the upside. Looks like they like this name more than we thought. This one making us pay for that trade, but we're going to wait to see here. What does happen at 1780? That's sort of the kill spot there, so maybe we'll go a little more short here. Party City, though, you want something to bang about. Here we go, guys. Timber for Party City, right back down. We take some out at 50, and now this is a nice trade, guys. Punching Party City in the face. So let's get going on that one. To the downside goes PRTY. Let's take some out right here. A 15-cent winner, guys. Nice little trade here. CGC back in the money, guys.
Yeah, CGC working back in the money. We talked about that 1760. It got as high as about 80 or so couldn't quite break those pre-market levels. 48 to the short side. I only have 2 positions on, but I am looking at Hertz, guys. I'm short in CGC 1748, short in Party at 167, but Hertz is doing nothing right at 104. You got to watch out for Luckin Coffee as well, because that fell to 210. We're looking for a $2 even break. It has to break past that 33 mark to be any kind of a long for me, unless it makes a hard bottom at 2 even. The stop is in. If 199 triggers at any point, we're going to be short Luckin Coffee. We've been talking about that since yesterday, actually, so we're going to stick with that plan and not waver away from it. I still think CGC is going to go here, guys. It's heading back down towards that 17. They didn't shake a lot of people out here, so it could make another run at the top to try and shake out some more shorts. We're going to try and hold firm here in the CGC short.
Yeah, they got me out, so I got out and had to get back in here on CGC. They did flush me out on that 1750 break. It goes as high as 1780 there, but we did re-engage on a short and then got out. So here's our
big sell on Party here.
Yeah, Party.
145 is 145,000 seller here in all of our favor. I know all 3 of us are looking at this short. I had a 130 to 135 target. The way this is selling off, I really don't feel like, I only have 40% of the position left, and now I want to extend that maybe to 125, and I want to be able to short a pullback probably in front of 160 instead of 175. So I'll be averaging into this one at a lower price instead of our original entry. Party looks really, really weak, and we're loving it.
Yeah, ACB, wow, that one's the tank city right here. Check out ACB, guys, going the other way. I wish this was Canopy. Wow, I was wondering why ACB wasn't down that much. Darn it, that was a missed opportunity. We should have shorted ACB instead of shorting CGC, but whatever. Right now we are still short CGC 1740. It looks like it can get blown out here. You can take out that 1780 top side here on CGC. So it looks like Party City's a monster winner. It looks like CGC will be just as big of a loser on that side. CCL, though, Carnival Cruise Lines, I like to break through $15. We almost get there. Now you're heading back to the upside. Look at these futures, though, guys. They're getting very excited here as they start to go. I don't know if there's been some leaks or not. This is why we have Brendan. We're going to wait to see what happens here with the talk, of course, of the China news conference that's coming. Wow, the market taking off here, guys.
Yeah, ABIO also trying to take off to the top. It failed a couple of times on some wicks at 15. It could be a potential breakout through that price. I was looking at some different levels there, but 1615 to 1640 would be the ultimate top for me. It's not quite there yet. If it fails this 15 one more time, I'm going to try now shorting this one in front of that price. I want to see it test this 15 area, come back and maybe short 1450 or so. That's going to be the level that I'm working with. Hertz is continuing to bounce off one. Party City, it tried to break that order at 145, came up about 8 or 9 cents, and then flushed back down to 140. So the weakness remains, not changing the outlook here. We're still net short at 167. I'm basically holding through that 135 range at this point. See if we can get 125. CGC for me, I'm trying to give this one a little bit more room. It's getting a little bit tricky here because we're looking at this about 1820 to 1860 level. And we're coming real close and very strong in here. It doesn't feel like it's a good opportunity to be averaging deeper into this one. So I got a 1760 short. At this point, we'll try to give it a buck. We thought we could make over $1 on this trade, so I think it's worthwhile, but I'm not going to extend it any further past that.
Okay, watch out here, guys. We did finally go long, breaking through 1780 there. We took some out at 18, so we made a little bit back on our short, but not really. CGC still a big problem here. Okay, 42 here on Party City. We've taken some out there at 42, some out at 44 off of these great shorts. Those are the only ones, only trades we have on right now. We talked about Twitter all morning. We didn't even look at it. Okay, here it comes down, $30.94. So watch out for that as a break. That could happen very soon here on Twitter. It's already made a low. We'll take that if it takes it out again. 30.94 low side here on Twitter, guys.
Yeah, and just worth noting here, SNOA, we have a halt on this stock. It did make a big move right off the open, like $3 move almost, 13 to 15.60, and then slammed back down almost immediately. That's going to cause a volatility halt. I'll double check just to make sure. Maybe Brendan can let us know about that. I'm just going to assume it is based on the price movement that I've seen. I had a few levels written down. 13.50 was one of them. It looks like it managed to break that, but not definitively. I mean, we've basically gone through and slammed through and not had a ton of volume, and then immediately halting. So I did like some upside plays here. 1550 was a level that I wrote down, and that's exactly what it's held. So I feel like that's going to be a breakout, whether it's now, whether it's in the afternoon. File that one away on SNOA. If 1550 goes, you want to break long. Otherwise, we're going to short this thing, hoping it opens lower than this 1260 range, and then we can use this halt price at 13 as an out. Brennan, what do you got, buddy?
Yeah, you nailed that one. Volatility halt there on SNOA. They had disinfectant effective, apparently, on COVID-19 approved in Australia. That was the news on that one. Guys, just seeing the banks here are weak. Citi down 1.6%, but just bounced back pretty hard. Got flushed off the open there. We're right back to where we started for Citigroup, guys.
Okay, we took a long through 18 here on CGC, so we're going to try to give this some room back down here to 1750 or so. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it's overdone, down 17%. Like some of our traders were talking about it in the pre-market here, that they still lost $1 billion and they still were horrible on their guidance and everything. So they said that they're going to restructure, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to wait to see here. We're going to give this another shot on the long side. We've already lost short, that's for sure. Party City's made up for it, but right now CGC is long, and we're looking at that one. Twitter as well, about to break. We're going to go short very soon here on Twitter. As long as that breaks, that'll be the next little party for me here. Also, DraftKings looking like a nice little long too. DKNG once. It's on NASDAQ. We got to keep switching over to NASDAQ and New York here. But 38.50 is the high. Let's go long if it breaks above here in the 38.20s or so. We'll watch DraftKings for you guys as well.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick look here at CRM. I know we talked about this one, looking at it rather heavily. Trying to break through that little bit of a low at the bottom. You had a nice little wick through 172.50. It did slam back to the upside. So right now I'm looking for areas to short the pop. I actually liked support at 175, if you remember. resistance, sorry. So it's going to be a tricky one for me to be shorting at this kind of a price. I want to try to be patient. 175 was what I liked for a target. If it got there, that's where I wanted to see failure. If it takes out the low, I think we got to take a shot here at 172 even on a break. So CRM, 172 break. Otherwise, I'm shorting in front of 175. Not quite there yet, guys.
Okay, 17.30 here. We're going to wait to see what happens with CGC. It does go upside there. We get some out at 20 off of an 18 long. So right now we're stuck long 18 this one, and we're stuck short right now, but we're not stuck. This is a great trade. We're short right now $1.67 here on Party City. So only two trades, guys. Party City is the short side right now, and CGC is the long, and we're waiting for more. Okay, DraftKings just pops in here, taking a couple hundred shares right now long, 38.25 or so on DraftKings. So what's my position? 22s. So let's see what happens here on the upside of DraftKings. Again, we got to be a little careful with this one. It's been so highly loved lately that we're not sure if it's going to fade back in or not. But if it keeps on going, yesterday's high, 39.50, 39.60. That would be fantastic to get up there. We'll take a dollar winner, but we're going to wait to see its high today, 50. Let's take a little bit out before 50 and then see if we can't run it up. But right now, DraftKings long, right at this spot, guys, 38.22. So we're basically flat on that position. CGC's trying to go. We take a little bit more out, CGC there. Some key levels here coming up for that name, 18.25 or so on CGC, guys. Let's see if we can't give this one some more room. Let's go.
Brennan, what do you got for us, bud?
Zscaler, guys, little one moving here. ZS up 21%. They picked up a government defense contract aftermarket yesterday. 75 here yesterday in the aftermarket. We're trading at 92 this morning. So huge move, 21% for ZS, guys.
And unfortunately, we don't have locates on that SNOA, so we have that long break ID at 1550. It just reopened. I think if you can short this one, I was looking at this little range here, 13 even to about 1450 to try to be fading into it, guys. I think that's going to be a good level to play, but if you can short it, fair. If you can't, look for a 1550 break to the upside. That's probably the only play.
Okay, so DraftKings, we get out here 38.37, a little bit to the upside there, so that's just a 20 penny winner. We're going to wait to see. I do have an order now, upside 50. I didn't have one before, but now I said that I don't like trading in front of $50, 50 cents, $50, whatever. 50s, quarters, 75s, even. So we'll see. We have an order now. If it wants to go upside, we'll see about popping that through as well. CGC, we took some more out at 18.25. I said that was sort of approaching a sort of a key level here, but it does bounce off of that one and now starting to head backside. So we still have a decent position, not huge on this one, but I do like the long now, I guess, on CGC. We'll get out if it breaks back below VWAP again, but I'm just getting sort of back and forth on this one. Not loving CGC's movements so far today, but we are stuck long, even though I prefer the short. But so far, the movement's been upside, so I want to give this some more room and see if we can't go with CGC. Not sure if my earpiece is working, guys. I'm going to get into that one, so I'll leave all the throws to you.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with that CGC. I mean, working to a short, I don't want to take anymore. Despite 1860 being the level, I really don't think at this point it's looking nearly as weak as I was anticipating off of the open. That's why I'm not going to take any more shares. I mean, I'm actually looking at this high that it put in at 1825 and sliding my stop to that price. I'd much rather it test 1860 and fail and then maybe catch it on the way down to be able to execute that type of a play. The only other position that I have on is Party, of course, short at 167 still. Hasn't really gone to that 135 mark, but Luckin Coffee, we talked about a 2 even break. I was mentioning a 233 level from yesterday. 240 was also a level we were using for a breakout yesterday, but 233 held in the afternoon. I'm going to try and short this one in front of it if I can. I did try to get some shares here at 221 and missed. So I'll start to position pretty much anywhere above the teens and see if I can't work it to 233 on the Luckin Coffee trade. I am looking at that SNOA, guys. I know we're watching that one pretty heavily. It is halted again, this time to the upside. So watch out for that 1550 break. That's still going to be a play for me. If it takes that out, I am going to be long SNOA. I know it's up 173%, but I feel like it's going to be a painful game for anyone shorting this name if you can. But if that breaks, I think we got to go long, at least for a scalp. I think it's a couple of dollars worth of upside. Brennan, what do you got?
Another big mover here, guys. ZNGA, just checking on the news, about 5% already. Just wanted to get it to you. 815 up to 850 in a straight line here. Relative volume very high as well. ZNGA, guys.
Zynga, yeah, okay. We're taking some out on Party City here again. We're in the money 30 cents here, 27 cents. So I just take out some more at 43. It's just bouncing around. I've gotten out at 42, 43, all the way down here off of these shorts. So a couple nice shorts, guys. Make sure you follow us on Twitter as well. I see Chris Vermillion from the Technical Traders here tweeting as well at us that he's going to be on. Here we go. Here's my Twitter. Chris coming on to the Technical Traders will be here very soon, guys. 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Chris Vermillion coming on with us to talk about stocks from the Technical Traders. So that should be a good one as well. But yeah, right now, just to give you guys an update, we're still in this DraftKings. It's falling down. We may take another long through 38 once again. We're kind of giving it to 37.50, 37.40 this area. But we did take a little bit of profit. That's 15, 20 pennies. But again, should have took some more out at 38.50. Still holding upside on DraftKings. I mean, we're not
Sean, another big seller. We'll throw the fireworks here. 100,000 on Party again at 138. We saw it at 145. When you're in the money and someone's dumping shares like this or spoof, whatever it is they're doing, they're certainly going to be in your favor. I did take a little bit out, so I still only have 30% of the position in front of that 135 mark. That consolidation there is the reason why. A bit of a tight consolidation. I want to be able to still short any kind of a pullback, but this one looks like it is headed to that 125 mark. Brandon, what do you got?
Another one that was moving in the pre-market here, guys, was really hoping for a test of 10 on ADAP to 10.50 up here. Was a little bit of congestion, but just flushing down through 9 right now on this one. They had a liver cancer treatment that came out, data on a trial that was better than expected. So huge mover here today. This thing was 450 yesterday, guys.
Yeah, big mover, big lots as well. So big lots fades, and this is kind of one of the things that we were looking at off the open. Its volume wasn't fantastic, and the spread right now is about 15 cents. So off the open, that's going to be a dangerous one in terms of liquidity. I did like it if it tried to break through that 42, fail, and come back in. Now we're looking to hunt pullbacks. 40 was a level. I think you can maybe try in front of 40, 50 as well. Just got in some luck and coffee there at 218. So let's throw the position board on. I haven't done that yet. We promised we would do this a little bit more for you guys. I once again found myself net short. I was pretty bearish coming into the day, which is fair enough. I'm actually going to slide my stop in CGC, like I mentioned, 1860 now to 1825. That short is not working for us at all. Luckin, we just got into at 218. I'm shorting that one all the way up to about 230 with a 33 stop. And Party, we're still short at 167. That's at 136. So that's worked for us. That was the first trade we had. Probably the most conviction. I'm still looking for an opportunity in that SNOA, guys, but that one's tricky without the ability to short.
Okay, guys, we are now short Twitter right now. We talked about going short through that break. We get short 90s here. We take some out 80s. Now we're going to wait to see. It just does bounce off 75 there. So we'll see about taking some more out and then getting more short as we come back down through 75. But just to give you guys a quick update, I'm not going to talk too long about them because I need to update my position, not update my positions, but I need to trade out of them. But they're all winners right now. Party City, 32-cent winner. That's a short. CGC's a 5-cent winner right now. Twitter's a 10-cent winner right now. DraftKings is 3-cent winner right now. And Boeing, we just got into that one. So we're going to see what that does. But right now, 3 longs, 2 shorts, just a review of what we have. And they're all profitable right this second. Let's see if we can't get out of some more of these. But that's the positions I have on right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what we can do. Oh, nice little out there as I was talking. Twitter goes all the way down to 30.76 there. So we do get some out in front of that 75, guys.
Yeah, and Luckin's already starting to come down. This is one of those things where I was looking to grab a better short in front of 230, but it just started to roll over on us here, and we just had to be part of this little party to the downside. Of course, 2 even is a hard support area that you got to take shares off in front of. I might even take a shot long in front of it for a scalp trade, and then it's a breakout at 2 even. So we're already in the money on that Luckin trade. I'd love to be adding to it now in front of 220 instead of 230. Brandon, what do you got?
Another one moving, guys, in the social media end of things. Snapchat just had a big reversal down there at 18 off the open, all the way back up to 1850. Watch this high from the pre-market, 1855. Decent volume on Snapchat today, guys.
Yeah, and decent volume on Zscaler here. Zscaler dipped down a $5 move at the open and has come all the way back and then some. It is absolutely crushing people right now. If you shorted this one, it was a breakout through this 91.45. I'm going to be hunting for when this thing pulls back after having missed this break. Consolidation or maybe a bounce off of 91.50 could be the long play. Otherwise, you're looking for breakouts. Maybe it's going to be 95 even. I'm not sure.
Okay, guys. Yeah, good look there on these stocks. Here goes DraftKings right now. And Bang! There it is, guys. Explode the money. DraftKings, we're going to upside on this one now. We hold that one a little bit against us, 30, 40 cents. Now we're going upside. Let's see if we can't take this out. We have 39 on our mind. So here we go. CGC as well. Here comes another banger. Let's keep going, guys. 18.30. We're long 18. We just take some more shares. Looks like it's trying to break upside here. It didn't want to break through too much of 18, but 17.88 right now. Nice little bottom. We'll see if CGC can't keep going. But right now, DraftKings, yeah, lay down the hammer on DraftKings right now. We keep going upside on this name. Nice little 33-cent winner, 32-cent winner on Party City, 33 cents on, or 40 cents now on DraftKings. Let's just wait for Twitter. Boeing, by the way, banging that one, 147 long. We're at 147.50. Let's just keep the party going. What a great day to be alive once again. It's Friday. Welcome to the show, guys. Hope you're having a good time. Tell your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, you got to remember one thing here. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers, and it's not just because it's a round number. It's because we all want to see Valeria floss live. She has promised. She's been practicing. So if you think it's going to be fun, I think it will be. Give us that like, give us that subscribe. It's going to be good action. If you enjoy the show, tune in at 9 o'clock as well. Get some of these levels, get some of these plays, and locked and loaded and ready to go. One name that we did mention off the open that I have well, yesterday at least, and a little bit in the pre-market that hasn't been a bit sleepy, but I am watching HX. This was a mover yesterday as SNOA broke the top here, guys. I was going to mention HX, a breakthrough 125 would be interesting, but SNOA, we've been looking for that one to reopen and test the top. It just did that right now. 1550 broke to the upside. I said we'll go long. 1570 we got slipped to. Fair enough. That's 20-cent slippage on a stock. It's already moved $4 in the opening range and halted twice. Now breaking and trying to break through 16 even. There's not a heck of a lot when you look at this daily chart, guys. This has gone parabolic at this point. If 16 goes, we're looking probably at least a couple of dollars worth of upside on SNOA. Can't go short this one. Otherwise, I would be hunting for an opportunity at some point. But who cares? We're now 40, 50 cents in the money immediately on SNOA, and let's see how far it can go.
Yeah, exactly. Let's, who cares? Let's just keep trying to run some profits upside here. Okay, DraftKings is looking at 39. We talked about 39 when we gave it to you at 38.20. So there we go. We're going upside now on DraftKings. Nice little out there. We just took some out, 38.82. We do see this coming through. I mean, I see 39.25. I see like up in here at some point today, 39.20, 39.25. Let's wait to see if DraftKings can't make that one happen for us as well. Party City, we're basically flat on that. We'll review this. Great trade on Party City today. We weren't even ever nervous about this one. I mean, this is a... Come on, anything you can get at Party City, you can get on Amazon. Let's be perfectly real. Okay, DraftKings still moving upside. Twitter, though, that's not Twitter. This is Twitter. Twitter right now, we do have this short as well. We're short rate here, and we've been capturing some profits again. We had to wait for this to move yesterday, so maybe it's the same thing once again today. But CGC is another long that we have. We busted the long through 1830. Let's just see if that one wants to keep going. So we're long CGC right now, right here. Brendan, what up, bud?
Just looking at another cancer oncology name here. PHIO, guys, up 144%. Just held $5 on that last little pullback again. It's been down here at $5 a couple of times. Looking a little bit toppy, though. If we get back below that $5, might give you a trade. This thing was $2.20 yesterday, guys.
Toppy. Yeah, PHIO, look, I love when things are toppy. That little double top action is fine. I think also a 495 even area break to the downside will be interesting on that name as well. I'm going to quickly throw the position board up for you guys because we got a new one on here. It's going to be a couple of shorts and one long. CGC did not work out. I'm going to take the bath on that one. Thankfully, I slid my stop to the downside. But we're all long now in SNOA at 1570. Add that to the party short at 167 and short in Luckin at 218. We were going to build that Luckin position. If it wants to trade slowly, that's absolutely fine by me. We can work into a short, but now SNOA almost $1 in the money for us here. Don't have a target to the upside. Might have to wait for it to pull back, or maybe even use a trailing stop. One of the things that we covered in our education segment yesterday live. But Valeria has something. What do you got?
Hello dear viewers, and welcome everyone who joined us for the first time. Guys, subscribe to our channel and you will receive notifications when we are back on air. Also, when we reach 30,000 of subscriptions, I will do my floss dance live in the studio. So guys, subscribe. We are 3,000 away from 30,000. It's gonna happen very soon and it will be very fun. And of course, hit the thumbs up, guys. We really need your support. It takes just 1 second to hit the thumbs up and you will make us so happy. 1 1,000 likes per day is our tradition. So guys, support please and hit the thumbs up and subscribe now if you haven't yet. Also, we have our next trader guest viewer today, and we absolutely love this segment. You can participate also. Send your request at marketing@tradertv.live in order to participate. I'll see you later. Back to traders.
Thank you, yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say thank you, Valeria. Yeah, make sure, like, subscribe, everything, all of that. So DraftKings coming upside. I did want to give a quick update here on CGC. We're not going to give this too much room. If it doesn't want to go, it doesn't want to go. We just took some out there again at 18.15 there. I still like the upside. I'll still maybe go even longer if it breaks back above 18.40. But right now it's hovering around the upside. So we're going to get out for breakthrough 17.75, more long through 18.40 on CGC if we can. Twitter now heading back down to this level where we got out already. 30.75. So let's see if that breaks that. Here it goes. Maybe not. But Twitter, we're now short in the money. 15 pennies. What's up, Brendan?
MRSN, guys, a mover from earlier in the week. Yesterday even had a big move to the upside. 7% again today. They announced an offering this morning, but still higher anyways. Decent relative volume on this name as well, guys.
IBIO just broke the bottom here. 13 even got taken out. 12.90 we just got short side here. I'll try to scalp a little bit off, similar to what we do in SNOA, and then hold for a bigger win. And speaking of a bigger win, there goes SNOA. It's now up 216%. Broke that 17 mark, 17.20. It's trading now. Look, I don't know how far this thing is going to go. Like I mentioned, we thought we could get a couple of dollars on it. We're in the money a couple of dollars right now. So I think if it rubs up to 18 and turns around, I think it's a good opportunity to sell. Bank that $2. I look here at the level 2. Is there some selling action at that 18 mark? Not a heck of a lot, but 10,000 shares isn't a bad amount. It does mean if it fails to break here, you can probably get out, and there'll be other opportunities to get in. But here, actually, no, there comes, I think it might halt in a couple of seconds here. So I'm going to take it out at 92. Get out. We got a $2.20 winner on the second half of that. I mentioned only going long at 15.50, and there's the halt you see right there. If something halts in your favor, usually it's a good thing. I will be absolutely candid. Trading 5, 6, 7 things at once. I've been terrible all week at holding through halts and managing to get out, paying attention to the reopens. So I'm going to lock in the 220 of profit, and when it opens up, look for another trade. Speaking of another trade, one of those is going to be Party City. We'll get back to this one. It is bottoming out here. That 130 to 135 I originally thought would be a bit of a target. There is some consolidation down here, so I will go ahead and take a few more shares out. See if we can't run it down to about 20% of our position left for that 125 target. So it's been a fantastic morning so far, with the exception of CGC, which did that. Up in smoke for me. But great trade here in IBIO to the short side. Great trade, obviously, all morning long in Party City. You just saw what happened in SNOA. Big time winner to the upside on that little break. I hope somebody had it with us, guys. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, great trade. I mean, SONA, yeah, wowzers. Talk about a dream maker right there. Good one. And we're making dreams, but there's quiet dreams right now as Twitter just keeps on falling, guys. This is a bang. There it is again, guys. We'll floss it off. It's not Valeria flossing, believe me, and I hope it's not that bad. But we're going to wait to see here. This is a 25 penny winner on Twitter going to the downside as well. So we're going to see what we can do on this one as it continues to make a move southbound here. Nice job, Twitter. Market not really reacting here, but Twitter heading southbound. Keep going, babe. Wow, here we go. Yes, sir. We flush Twitter down the toilet, not myself here. We are in the money now, 35 pennies. Not a horrible trade whatsoever here, Brendan, on Twitter. CGC, though, going the other way. We're going to be getting out of this one very, very soon. Once again, we win a little bit on the long. Looks like we'll lose on the last part of this long. Brendan, what you got, buddy?
Yeah, a little bit frustrating on CGC this morning. Was setting up so nicely. This one, guys, Remark Holdings down 12% today. Just broke pre-market highs here briefly, right back down. Just wanted to point out this level. It actually halted late in the afternoon yesterday. It was about 2 o'clock, I think, actually. 270 to 275. Watch that. Otherwise, Remark Holdings, tons of volume again today, guys.
Absolutely. I was mentioning in the chat, I don't know if I covered this well enough here, but CCL, 1540 break. I was also looking to short this one in front of 1575. Pre-market high held. Once that happens, you should be short here on this first little pullback here. When I see that rollover, I should have been short 60s. I don't get it till this breakdown at 40. We mentioned it here, so 38 is my entry price. Some out in front of 15 will be part of the idea. If you do look at this leg here, though, right off the open, prudent to get some out at about 15, 20 if you want to scalp a little bit. And then we can start playing some short side pullbacks on this name. I am still waiting for SNOA to open up. That'll be in about 2 minutes right now. So I'm just going to quickly throw the position board up so you can see what I have on. I am short ABIO. at 12.90. That one in the money about 40 cents. I did not take it because I wanted more. We're also looking at CCL short right now here at 15.38. Luckin still short at 2.18. That's in the money for us. And of course, Party City. That's in the money, 36 cents short at 13.67. Target was 125 for us there. So let's see if it can't get to our price.
Yeah, well, we're always trying to get these stocks to our prices. That would be a perfect target. Okay, we did just get out as a little bit more DraftKings there for 27 penny winner, 38.22. We missed the upside here. We didn't miss it. I mean, we got some out here at 38.80. I reversed to the short CGC, and it doesn't want to move at all. So we're now short. And if you just were looking for what these little ticks mean, I'll just show you today. We're short CGC here. Any purple tick is a short, and then any of these blues. Do you have blue or green as your longs, Neil? What
I got green.
Okay, yeah, I think my chart's reset, so I'm going to change this. But any of these up arrows obviously mean buys, and then when we go red, that's a sell. So we buy here, sell, 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 and then anything purple is a short sell. So I'm going to go and fix this. I thought I did fix it, but I guess when my charts crash, they don't load up back up properly. But look at Twitter, down to 30.54 right now. Wowzers, we're still short 30.90 right now, guys. So that's a trade that we have on as well. Party City, CGC, Twitter, those are all the shorts. And then DraftKings is the only long that we have on right now. I'm gonna change the color of these ticks right now, guys.
Yeah, CCL, like I mentioned, take some shares out in front of this little opening range area, 15.20 or so. I got some out at 22. You're going to lock in a 16 cent win, 15 cents, whatever you want to call it. But either way, I'm looking for a pullback into VWAP here. Call it 15.40, 15.45. I'd even let it travel into the 55 range and add to that position the way that it's traded so far this morning. So I'm looking for it to test that 15 bottom. I like to hold on to this short if I can. I don't want to get too far away from Hertz. I know it's been, look, you can call it a sleepy stock, whatever you want. If it does retest $1, like I mentioned before, we like this break at $1. But at some point, you got to be willing to take this long in front of it. If it's going to continue to bounce off $1 and give 10% returns over and over again, I feel like we'd be suckers not to at least take advantage of some of that because we can be active traders, get paid to trade, adding liquidity, have low fees. Look, we have direct market access. I'm going to use it in front of $1 if we get a chance.
What else did we write down here? Dell. Oh, Dell. We didn't look at Dell today. Dell here. Wow. Okay. I wrote down $50. Yeah, that makes sense. Look what happens. We bounce off $50 a bunch of times here on Dell. For some reason, we got down as low as, I don't know if this is real, right before the market opened, $45, 47, 48, rips up. Now it's staring 50 in the face. So on a possible breakout trade here for Dell, you may want to look at that. I'm going to check back on a Party City just because I don't know what's happening. I got out here at 34. That was a nice little talk. Oh, and what I was talking about before when you guys were talking about Party City, I was saying half back retracement, right? So that's $1.05. The move was about $1.80. So in between there, $1.40. So that's why we get out most of these trades right now. We'll wait to see if there's anything backside here downward. But right now, Party City, that's where the party's been at all day. So we catapult ourselves. I think this is my number one stock. No, DraftKings is my number one stock, but Party City right here, a close second as we wait to get out of the rest of these, Neil.
Absolutely, and I'm just moving my stop on ABIO. I accidentally said 13 even. No. I'm going to stop this one out at 13.25. So I do like this level here. It made a bit of a bottom. It was a breakout through 13.25. If it does do that, break to the upside, we'll risk, it's not a lot. Actually, it's a small amount, only risk about 35 cents in ABIO, but it made a pretty distinct bottom so far at 12.50 that if I get stopped out of it, a 12.50 break might actually end up being better for us for a trade. That's why I'm not going to be hesitant to take a tighter stop on the initial part of this position, guys. CCL still down in the money for us, so I haven't had a chance to reload that position either. SNOA's open back up and looks like it's about that $18 range. We're going to look and hunt for another entry into that one. It's been our best stock so far this morning. Party City. It's been our second best stock so far this morning. It is 10 o'clock. Already, so we're loading up for our for Brett at the big screen. Let's throw to him happening now.
Let's go, Brett, dude.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at North American markets. 30 minutes in the books already for Friday. We are pretty mixed still right across the board, leaning more to the downside obviously now than when first we spoke. But just want to mention, 3,000 holding still on the S&P here, 0.25% to the downside so far today. The Dow about 0.5% to the downside. You can see this is good to see if we were going to have an update. NASDAQ leading to the upside, so tech stocks are strong today. Have a look at the Russell as well here, down a full percent. So weakness across the board on on some small caps in Toronto. The TSX about 0.4% to the downside. We're talking about Brazil being down about 0.5% early on, coming back towards that break-even mark. Here's Suncor in Toronto, a name under pressure today. Big move down, 24 all the way down to 23.50 in a straight line here from Suncor, still making day lows on the day. If you're looking for a mover, we talked about CGC in Toronto. Obviously, weed.to down 20%. Yeah, that's a bit of a gap. Holding 25 here, 25, a bit of resistance for weed if you're trading it here in Toronto. CGC down in New York. TD as well. We mentioned throughout the week, banks have been weak, still pretty weak for the banking sector here, down a full percent for TD today. Guys, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the show. Hit subscribe. We really want to get to 30,000 as quickly as possible. So much more value to bring you guys. So hit subscribe if you haven't. Hit like as well. Back over to the guys.
So much more value. Yeah, look, obviously, yes, so much more value to bring in. We're always trying to do that, especially dropping our educational videos, and there'll be level 2 and time of sales that we'll be dropping. Interesting and important stuff to know. But get to 30,000 because we want to see Valeria floss off. And Robert, thank you very much. Thank you so much for that, for the super chat. SNOA, it's been a great stock for me. I did mention that we try to hunt for a short position, and it should have been relatively obvious to say if it fails in front of 20, maybe that's a spot to go short. Just didn't see that one. Sorry, guys. That was actually pretty garbage. But looking at this level, if 15.60 or 70 was a break to the upside, they gave us $2. A bounce off that price would be interesting. Even more interesting is what I'm about to see right now, which it looks like we're about to halt again here at 16.25, and there you go. Our screen goes all gray, informing us that it's a trading halt. Also, Brendan usually will let us know as well. So we've halted now to the downside, just above that 15.70 area break. So if it opens up and holds that 15.70, you could have a break up at this 16.25 halt price. However, if it opens below, you got yourself a short opportunity with a 15.70 to 16.25 buffer range to the upside, and maybe you get a flush back down to these $12 levels. So guys, so watch this one in about 5 minutes, 10:09. It's going to open back up here and should be an interesting one for us. ABIO, for those of you that aren't watching in the chat, got out some for about a 40-cent win here in front of that support level that was forming at 12.50. I still have a 13.25 stop. We're going to see if we can't hold for a bigger move on this name. It's down 34%. You can see on the daily chart where it's come from. If it wants to fill in more of the gap, you got to give it some room. So two-part trade here, kind of a scalp for the first half, looking for a home run on that second half of ABIO.
ABIO. I'm trading no real small caps today, well, Party City, but look at this. We just took an out here on Twitter. That was 70, 60 cents or so. Short right here, one short today on Twitter, $30.90, all the way down here to $30.34. So a nice little win here for us on TWTR. We talked about that one and how much we didn't like it. And I mean, it's obvious. I don't need to talk about why. So if you need to see the news, go look up Twitter and why. Facebook, okay. A name again that we wanted to look at today. Should have shorted it up here. You get some consolidation in the pre-market around 227. Same thing happens once the market opens up here. So that was a missed opportunity. It's only 10:05. So I mean, I don't think we missed too many opportunities here, but that was a missed one for sure as we go on Facebook. Now I'm looking for a break. I wrote down already as a break earlier on today, 224.25. So we'll see if that one wants to come through again, but maybe even this break, 224.90. I know we're going to throw it to Brendan, but I'm going to ask him quickly too, if we do have any confirmation on when Trump is going to speak on China.
I haven't seen anything yet, guys, but as soon as that begins or looks like it's going to begin. Interesting look here, guys. FMCI, huge move up late in the day yesterday. This was 309 yesterday afternoon. This thing went from 1082 all the way up to 1160 on huge volume. They announced they are acquiring a plant-based food company, so a private plant-based food company, another than 9.5% today. This is a little holding company getting into the beyond space, I guess, guys.
Yeah,
how dare you?
Big time breakout on Costco here at 306. I mean, obviously it made a hard bottom here at 3250. But if you look at this opening range break, 306 was a level that we had for resistance. It busted through firmly here. So the shorting opportunity in Costco might have come and gone. You had to have that one right off the open on that little pop here. But a breakout trade through 306. Now I'm looking at the story of a sort of negative to positive, which would be at 309.50. So the next level up would be about 310, 309.50. If it gets up there, look for a little bit of resistance there that you can probably sell. I'm going to go back over to our good friend SNOA in a second. It is, of course, opening up in 2 minutes, but ABIO is trying to test higher here, and I had that stop at 13.25. We've taken some profit off already. So what I'm going to do here is see if we can't get an opportunity to reload around $13, still using a 13.25 stop, and see if the trend, which so far is downside, wants to continue for us on ABIO.
Yep, guys, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you're new to the show, we're here every single day. So come back. As long as it's not a holiday, we'll be on you guys, helping you, trying to find some trades, talking about all different kind of symbols today. I'm on DraftKings, Twitter, CGC, Party City, trying to find a trade here on GBTC. We'll look at that one. That's Bitcoin here. We just go long a little bit right now and out for 3 or 4 pennies. So nothing really happening on that one, but we're going to wait to see. Twitter is a 50-cent winner and still making moves down, guys. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Join us on Monday for sure. We do have Chris coming up for Technical Traders. We're live, guys, until 12 o'clock. So keep here. That's why we're talking about the press conference still to come. What will this market do when President Trump takes the mic? I'm not even sure what he's expected. I haven't really heard any leaks. That's why our man with the plan over there, Brendan, we use the Refinitiv, the Icon software. So that's just another reason to join us, guys. As soon as something hits the wire, we have the equivalent of a Bloomberg terminal here with Icon, and that's Refinitiv. So if anything hits the wire, we go straight to Brendan. You're not going to miss these trades. Just like that SNOA there, anything comes on any of these vaccine plays, Brendan's going to see all that. And thank you so much, Joshua, right there. We'll hit a cowbell for you guys. What did he have? SNOA. There you go, Neil. So another trade there for him and for you. DraftKings, Party City still in the money. Our CGC, we've averaged in a bunch of times. There we go. Now my chart looks a little bit better, guys. These yellows, so greens are the buys here. Yellows, I don't even see yellow on the screen. What am I doing? Having a seizure here. Short, short, short. All of these purple ones short. So right now we're back into the money. Short CGC 1772. I just tweeted that out as well. Thank you, Joshua. Let's keep this party going though, guys.
Yeah, I'm just looking at SNOA, which opened back up here above that halt price, which was kind of hoping it would open below there, but 16.26 so far. It's tested up towards 18. That was that first halt where we got out to the upside. So if it fails to get above that price, it's probably going to be another short, not where my target area was, but probably in the 17. I want to call it like 20. It looks like about 20 to 40 range is going to be your entry point with an 18 out. It's not there right now. We're going to have to see if it gravitates to that price or gets to the price target range lower that I liked a little better. I wanted to break that 1570. I wanted to then start to head to the downside. Then you're looking to short in front of 1630. But I want to get back to CCL. I know a lot of you are looking at the cruise space. That's been a good one for us.
Oh, yeah, CCL.
It just dumped down to 1510, and I could have taken about 25 cents off on that trade. I've already taken some profit, and I'm looking for a chance here to short more shares in this consolidation range of 25 to 35. So if we get above 25, you'll see me add to this position to the short that we already have. You know, like we always say, if you're playing with house money and you like the trend, find places to get back in, and if that's shorting the pops, it's shorting the pops. If it's shorting some breakdowns through some key support levels, then that's what you're doing. Here, it looks like we'll be shorting a pop on CCL. I almost said CGC.
Yeah, I'm seeing some stuff. Yeah, you know what? Oh my God, I missed ACB short. I just saw someone talking about that. I was like, yeah, I'm waiting for it to break 14. Yeah, it did. So it broke 14 there. I missed the trade. I only crossed down 5 pennies. So yeah, I do like ACB short. I like CGC even more though. If we can break through 1750, it's bounced off a couple times. Let's wait to see our average price right now, 1773. So that's a good trade for us right now. 12 pennies in the money, but we want more than that. We've taken a bigger hit than 12 cents on this one, Brendan. So we need it back. Let's go.
Another little one here to look at, guys. AVEO 8.25% to the downside today. They released some trial data on a cancer treatment that they were working on, came out a little bit below what was expected as far as survival rates on this treatment. So 875 here, a bit of resistance, was support in the afternoon yesterday. They're also teaming up with AstraZeneca to work on some treatments as well, guys.
Okay. Haven't used this one. I don't know why. On a good day, how have I not hit the floss for you guys? I have a bald head in that one, and You know,
I will be able to go bald.
we're going to talk about this one a little bit more because I'm going to throw someone under the bus here. I actually like the bald look.
You're throwing your
let
wife
us know
under
what
the
you
bus.
think, but my wife isn't a huge fan of it. My daughter actually likes it too. So if enough people actually like it, maybe I'll do the shaved head thing again this weekend. I do have the clippers now, so it'll make it a little bit easier.
Yeah, put it in the chat, guys.
Yeah, let us know. I'm actually kind of interested because I can use this as ammunition over the weekend.
I thought it looked good. I thought it looked good.
I appreciate that. I thought it looked good as well, but we'll have to
And
see.
plus, it's summer, right? It's nice and relaxing. You get the cool breeze on the head. Who knows, man? I don't know. Who knows? As you go, I think it looked nice there. But you know what, guys? As they say, happy wife.
Happy
I'm
life.
not even going to continue.
Exactly.
But
But she'll be happy that we got this IBO again. But I'm going to warn you guys, 1250 and now 1240. There's just been somebody iceberging some orders down here. So this is the reason why I'm going to keep that stop at 1325. I'll short it around that 1290 to 13 range every time. But I'm going to take this 40 to 50 cent scalp every time it presents itself.
Bro, people
I'll
are
hold the
liking the
position.
bald, man. People are
But
liking
they're
the
liking
bald.
it? Okay, well, if that's how it's going to be. I'm going to go average into some CCL. We're going to rinse and repeat on ABIO if it comes back to 13. Same story here, guys. I can't find myself a good long. Not in this market. It's been shorts the last couple of days.
There we go. Yeah, more people subscribing now. Look, the only way to see what happens to Neil on the weekend is let's see who wins the fight. I'm going to say the wife wins, but look, we're going to wait to see my wife would win. So
If it was an actual fight, of course she's going to win. Are you kidding me?
oh yeah, okay, CGC, bang that one out there. We'll stop talking about hair. We'll talk about profits. And here goes CGC, average. A little bit of a revenge trade, but at the same time, I just went short more here. I do believe in it. So 1750, we went short again. We're capturing some profits. It's a big time winner now for us on CGC. So let's keep going. Alibaba breaking down as well. I see on the chat. Oh, Brandon.
Robbie getting into the game. Yeah, AIM Immunotech, 2.75%. Haven't talked about this one for a while, but big move up here in the afternoon yesterday on some positive data. Got all the way up to almost 295 there and then faded, but nice flush out off the open here down to 255. Looking like it might want to continue that move. This thing was 230 most of the day yesterday, so long way to go still, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to have to cut this CCL off at 1550. Pigs get slaughtered, and if I had the key set up, I would hit it right now. But I should have taken some shares out. I had a 15 even target. It got to about 1510 and then started turning around. When it does that bounce, probably should have taken the rest off looking for the pullback. And now that it's crossed VWAP, you give it some room. I hate having a stop exactly at VWAP. Everyone's looking at the same thing. But I do think that 1550, where there was a bit of a flush off of this consolidation in the pre-market, that's probably a good enough level to just say, hey, let's get out of this trade. I'll add one time if it tries to roll over only. If it turns here at 50 and comes back down, I'll probably add on the way down. Otherwise, we'll stick with what we have here, not compound this and throw away the profit that we made. If we can come away from this trade flat, one on half, lost on the second half, I'll be perfectly happy with that. But here comes CCL, a little stronger than I anticipated here. 1550 is my stop.
Oh yeah, that's right. I meant to talk about CCL. I wanted to go long. Yeah, it's funny that we have the same ideas there, but CCL 1550. I'm not in the short. I was waiting for it to break down below 15, but I am going to be part of that long at 1550. I did notice what you guys were saying about BABA. That's what it was. But right now, CGC and ACB, we are both net short. Those names, Twitter's come all the way back up. We only have 10% of our position left. Big move back up here on Twitter. We'll probably get out if it breaks above 30.70 for that one. But right now, CGC short 70s right now. We took more. We were short 74. We took more on a break. We got them all. We got them out. That's why our average price is still that price right now. So we got some more out. We're going to look for low side here. I'm talking about 1730. I think we get back down here in the 17 teens if we can't go. But that one's a good one. Oh, update on DraftKings. We did get out here. Bad out on that break, but that's what that was. DraftKings still a very positive stock there. So even though there's no gambling, we'll hit the swish on that one. DraftKings has been a big stock for us. Short Party City, short ACB, short CGC, and short Twitter. I'm all over the short, Brendan.
More retail strength as well today, guys. Williams-Sonoma to the upside after earnings. I can't go into the store and not buy something, so apparently that's a common problem. Beat right across the board as far as earnings are concerned, up 13% today, guys, for WSM 83 up here just got tagged.
Oh, Brandon, keep your money in your pocket.
Exactly.
Brandon.
Come on, Brendan. But you know what? Looking at money in the pocket, we have some in SNOA, and it looks like it wants to retest 1570 here. That was a breakout. Off the reopen, it held 1570. So pre-market level, opening range breakout trade we had long. Now post-halt bottom at 1570. Yeah, I think we like that price. I think we like that level. We're going to go short at 1570 breaks on SNOA. Just got out of Carnival at 1550. I don't know where my reverse is. I think that stop didn't trigger, so I might have to throw a bit in there just now to see if we can't catch it. I might get slipped to like 54, 55 here, but the long did not trigger. Sean, you obviously got that long.
Yeah, just punching Carnival in the face here. We got this trigger long for sure, 51s. And bang, bang, bang. Let's just keep going upside. It's a Disco Ball Friday here on Trader TV Live. Hope you like that. Start dancing around. If you don't like the Disco Ball, then maybe Pokeroo is going to say, huh, what's up with that? But here we go, upside CCL. Nice trade. We put on some shares here again. This has been the moneymaker for me the last month or so has been CCL. Those of you following me online know that that's the case. Here we go. Bang it to the upside. We put some shares on here. Let's see. We need to get some out now as it just went in the money for us, 10 pennies. CCL, I think there's some more upside here. Just nervous about the futures, guys. Nervous about holding big positions right now just because of this press conference. Who knows when that's going to come. But right now, let's ride this train upside and get some out in CCL, guys.
I kind of feel like as long as if you're afraid of the conference, just avoid some of the names you know are going to be affected by it. I think obviously we're going to move the markets across the board, certainly. But if you feel like you're going to be like the small caps, I don't have any trouble being in those stocks, especially to the short side. I don't think it's going to matter, especially like an SNOA. That's a safe place to play if you think there's going to be a news story here. But I'm watching Boeing here. This spike to the upside, I don't know if this was real, but a hard fail. Looks like 147.50. And if this did happen and it slammed back down, that would be a big time fail again at 147.50. I guess that means you could short in front of it. But I'm kind of thinking if it breaks that price at any point today, I want to trigger into a long. Just watch out, Boeing. That's gonna move with the market certainly, and you want to see some strength to the upside here, which hasn't happened yet. 147.50 looking like an obvious area for a break on Boeing. If you want to short in front of it, that's not a bad trade as well. I just think you got to make sure you hold to that stop. I don't want to get too far away from Hertz. If it happens, I don't know when this $1 is going to break. But we're going to be on it when it does happen. I am going to throw some orders down at 102 if it gets down there to be a buyer in front of it. Right now, however, there is a wall at 105, and forget about how much size is here at 105. There's more offers selling at that price than there are buying on the bid here. Just look at how much it's held this little area. I think if 106 breaks, it's probably going to be good for a little bit of a scalp to the upside with a 105 stop. So you might see me trigger into 106 and be in and out relatively quickly. That's only because of this little consolidation you have here. And I think there's a quick scalp. If you don't want to make 2 or 3 cents, that's not the trade for you. I think if you want to make bigger, you're looking for a buy off 1 even or a break of 1 even. Those are the bigger trades there. We can take scalps and make good money here. So I'm looking at 106, maybe to 110 as a break to the upside.
Yeah, we're banging out CCL as well. I don't think it's going to go to the moon. This isn't SpaceX or anything, but we'll wait to see here what CCL wants to do. We're out of half now for these 10 pennies, and we'll just wait to see how high this name can go. And by the way, guys, this little earpiece that I have in today sounds crystal clear. I don't know if that's the same for you and Brendan there, Neil, but this sounds great. Small cap recap. Okay. Brendan at the big desk now, just commenting on our technology seems to be improved. That's good. Small cap recap at the board with Brendan.
Hey guys, yeah, let's review a few from small cap world this morning. Party City, we've been talking about it. That was the layup, I think, of the morning. We mentioned 175 up to about 190. 195 was a couple of levels from the pre-market. Really tight consolidation heading towards the open. Gave you all kinds of opportunity to be involved on the short side. This thing went from 180 all the way down to 130. So really great opportunity short-bound for Party City, obviously. At the open, we talked about that one. This one was big mover yesterday. PHAS. If you go back to yesterday, $6 ended up being a huge pivot for the entire day once we had this craziness settle down in the morning. So I just threw some offers out here in front of 6 even. Got hit right at the open, immediately back down to 550. So a great little scalp there off the open. Don't get away from those, day 2, day 3 type ideas. ABIO, this one's going to be a loser for me. I had to stop really tight at that 1475 area. Got hit for the rest of my position after this little winner to start the day, but great opportunity. 1450 we talked about, and then 15, and then 1550 above that. So huge range on the day, but ABIO, another good opportunity if you execute it better than I did today, guys.
I know, Neil, I don't know if you want to talk about something, but
Go
CCL
ahead.
right now, just talking about it because it's up to 75. That's a key level for me, so we'll take out that 20 cents right there at 72. We still have 40% of the trade, but I just want to talk about it because it is back to that level right here that we've already bounced off of. So that's why we took a decent amount out up there, have less than half left on Carnival.
Yeah, I still like 147.50 on Boeing here, and I mentioned like I'd endorse anyone that wanted to short in front with that as a stop. It's trying to roll over here at that 147 mark, so shy of it. So it's a trade I haven't done in a little while. I've been trying to avoid getting too bearish on some of these names here, but I might try shorting Boeing in front of this level one shot here. But I'm still reversing long. Look, if 147.50 goes, I'm going to be net long through that price. I just feel like there's at least a little bit of a scalp short here in front of 147 that I can take to 146 even, maybe even lower than that, especially with the market not exactly bouncing tremendously off these little lows here. So with the uncertainty going on, with a key level that I can use, let's just hammer this short here in Boeing. If 146.67 we got in, I would have loved to have added to that one closer to 147. We'll still do that if we get a chance. Hard stop at 147.50. We got to make sure we do not miss that one because I want to reverse long at that price.
Yeah, and I'm just going to tweet this out because it feels nice to be home, CCL. Good little trade there, and we say that because we've been cashing it on that. Yeah, Party broke. Which way did Party break? We're out of Party City right now. So, okay, broke back upside. Okay. Yeah, nice little outs there. We talked about 140 being 50% of the way back. So that's not surprising to me. So that's fine. That we're out of Party City. If you guys are still in it, Brendan talked about it being a layup. It was early on. You did get that big break there. Finally, we break through 150 and then a nice little stop. But you could see, guys, down here. Oh, I'm missing volume on this chart, actually. I don't know what happened to my charts. But I was going to say probably some volume down here, something, and then a little bit of a capitulation move back up here. So watch out 155 maybe as an out if you're still in it. If you are in it, that's for sure. Twitter's come all the way back. We're looking at that one. I'm out of this one as well. So we're just going to wait to see what's more to come here with some of these names. Still waiting on that press conference. I know Brendan has his ear to the stone on that one, so he's going to wait to hear about that when that's coming. And when it does, we'll talk all about it and let you know what our opinion is here on some of these Chinese names. Oh, one quick before Neil, 196, Alibaba, I just got triggered into that short. So it did go into the money for me instantly, about 40 or 50 cents, but we are in a small little short here on BABA, 197. Just want to bring that to your attention, guys.
Yeah, you guys are mentioning VWAP on Party there. For me, I like to give it past that number. So I know it's 150, it's a round number, it's right there in VWAP. For me, 155 is a little more interesting for a stop. And it gives me a chance to even reload in front of it. So I still have 20% of the position on. So what I'll go ahead and do is we took those shares, of course, at 167. You take about the same amount here. So it's a smaller position than originally. You get yourself an average price of about 158. Right? And then if the stop is at 155, essentially it's going to work as a break-even stop when you're reloading at VWAP. So you've already made money in 80% of your position. You can structure it in a way that you can work this trend back to the upside by shorting the pop, and you're not actually risking anything more if you structure it correctly. So that's what I'm doing here. 155 is going to be my out. I'm definitely going to take some shares off for 135 the way that this is played out, but we'll still see if we can't hold the rest towards 125 if we can hold this VWAP. If it can't, we're just going to be out of this one and hunting for a long through that 180 mark. It's still a breakout through 180 at any point, whether it's now, whether it's in the afternoon, guys. So watch Party all day long.
50, 70 or so. Okay, just talking about BABA here, making the move to the upside. I did average in a little bit there. I'm going to average in one more time in around this spot if I can get it. So if you're not short Alibaba, I kind of like it if we can get short around here, 197, 60 or 70. I'm caught short right now, 197 flat. So we'll wait to see on that one. CCL rips back up to 75. We get some more out there, 71, 72s. So watch out. It's bounced off 70 a couple times. We're still long, but now we're only long 15% of our position. We were long 20, got 5% more out on that last rip up. So right now we don't have to worry about this market falling a little bit. We're short everything. The only thing we're long is this CCL. So that's why we'll see if we can't get some out here, 15.65. Did I hear Brendan again? What up, Brendan?
Just wanted to bring to your attention here, guys. Embraer, U.S. listed shares of Embraer just posted that story. ERJ in New York. Big pop, guys, on huge volume. Was actually halted here, resumed. We're hearing about foreign interest possibly in the company. They had a deal with Boeing. That fell through. So now there's other parties in play apparently for ERJ, guys.
Yeah, I'm just gonna load up again, it seems like, in this ABIO, and it's testing more times at this 1325 area. At some point, it's gonna have to break, and it's gonna go to the upside, and that's just gonna be the reality. Or we're gonna get the floodgates opening up. Whoever this buyer is down here in the 1240 to 1250 range, they're doing a pretty fantastic job of holding the stock up. And that's why we scalp some shares off each time, so that you have profitability in case it does not continue that trend. But I am gonna give it another shot here. I feel like this time, if it can't hold, we're just going to get away from the short, at least at this price. I like 15 for a breakout. I might get a shot to short in front of 15 if there is a breakout to the upside here in ABIO right now. But I also like a break long at 15 at some point, guys. So that's going to be a play for me if it does come into fruition. However, it's been the short so far. We've made the money shorting, so I'm not going to get away from it until it stops. Boeing for us right now, we'll go with, I don't know, disco ball action because we haven't used it. Roll over at that 147 mark, still like 147.50 if it ever breaks to the upside, but right now in the money 70 cents, 60 cents right now at VWAP on Boeing, looking for about $1 worth of a retracement here. I still like the breakout long, but if it retests 147, I think we'll take another shot to make the same type of scalp trade here. Looks like it's going to be a good one for us, using that 147.50 as a key level. One more name for you guys here, Luckin Coffee. I am still net short in this, and it is trending down towards the low, and I am going to take some shares off here. Just notice there's a big buyer here on ARC at 206. I just got some shares out in front of it for an 11-cent winner. 218, I'm short. I'm out in front of 2 even everything, and I'm going long if 2 even breaks. We've been talking about that all morning long, but I will take some out because of the big buyer here. If they bounce the stock off 206, this buyer, I would love to be able to short this one again at 220 if it takes up to that price. Boeing is very close to our target, so a nice little winner here. Winner chicken dinner. Haven't used that one yet today on both Luckin Coffee and Boeing as well, which just gave me a clean dollar, actually to the penny. So every once in a while, you kind of randomly throw that out there. Yeah, it's going to retrace maybe $1.20 or so, but I like the dollar winner. We'll go with that. But Luckin now heading toward that 2 even level, and like Hertz, we're taking that $2 short break. No matter when it happens. We've been hunting for that one for a couple of days now, but I'm also going to short a pullback into 218, guys.
Yeah, good, great call there. I'm getting ready for that Luckin break. I'm just trading breakouts this last couple weeks. They've been fantastic, and I made more money this last couple weeks than I have before. So altering the strategy a little bit. I see some people talking about Uber here. Uber used to be one of my favorite stocks. I'm going to go back to it because now that the Grubhub news is kind of settled down a little bit here, that was one of the funnest things we've had. Was when me and Neil were talking, and then bang, Uber happened, and we were able to make a lot of money on that Grubhub trade. Maybe you guys can find that. I think it's posted somewhere up on our page that time. But 35.50, okay, Uber straight to the upside here. Market down, Uber up. So we're going to wait to find out. I don't know if there was news on it. It wasn't on our board early, but maybe Brendan can find that. We do have Chris coming soon from Technical Traders. Uber going to go to the upside. Apparently, we are getting ready for the upside. The guest of the day, the upside. Okay, Bob, I just want to talk about that quickly. We did average in 197.20 there. We do fall back down into the money. My average price is 197. We're going to give it to about 198 on the upside there. So just for a recap, Party City, we're still short. ACB, we're short, but this is putting me to sleep. Let's go, ACB. CCL, we still got that long, and like I said, we're almost out of that one. It just didn't have the legs. Perfect out up there where we were in the pre-market. Or no, first thing off, 938, good trade. CGC, we're still on that one, literally at this price. And then Alibaba, you all know that we're short 197 even, looking to get this out if it does go back up. Brendan with our guest of the day. Sorry about that long-windedness there, guys.
Hey guys, yeah, really happy to have Christopher Mullen back with us from Technical Traders. We're going to have a chat about a little bit of a higher time frame look at some individual sectors here. First off, though, I just want to answer Sean. Uber does have news today, guys. They announced they're launching an hourly ride option at $50 per hour. So it looks like in U.S. or select U.S. cities, an hourly ride option at $50 an hour. So a little bit of a story there as far as Uber is concerned. Let's shift over to Christopher Mullen from Technical Traders. Great to have you back on the show, Chris. It's been another really interesting week, I guess. I mean, holiday shortened week overall. We've been noting, as the chart that you sent me and some of the notes that you sent me kind of confirmed for me, that some of the tech shares, the strength that we've seen in tech shares has gone away for the time being, but we are seeing money kind of rotating into other sectors. What are you seeing when it comes to tech stocks right now?
Yeah, the tech sector, it's been a really interesting week because the money has been flowing really into the tech sector, the NASDAQ. And now that the NASDAQ's getting close to all-time highs, it doesn't look like there's a lot more upside. And I think there's a lot of traders and investors, they're rotating to different asset classes that still have a lot more upside potential and that have bullish chart patterns. So money's kind of been fizzling out of the tech a little bit. Yeah, you can see the chart there, the NASDAQ up near the high on the right-hand side. There's been some oversold dips to get into this rally on the upside, but really the money is starting to find these kind of defensive plays. If there's not much more room in the tech sector, where do you go? And that becomes XLP, consumer staples, the XLU, utility sector. So those are sectors that are actually have been building really strong bullish formations, and they're just starting to show signs of life to rally up to test those recent highs.
Yeah, it's interesting to see some of these other names, even in the small cap side of things, starting to kind of peak back up and show some relative strength. When it comes to this announcement today or news conference today about China, where should we look as far as things that are going to be affected, maybe on a higher time frame, when it comes to all things China?
Yeah, I'm not sure really how to play it. I mean, I think the US dollar is really showing some fear. It's sold off yesterday and is down big again today. I think, safe havens seem to be kind of perking up precious metals. I'm not sure really. Sometimes the best way to kind of is to stand back around some big news like this. I do feel as though the defensive side is the way to go. I don't really think there's going to be any type of resolution today. I think you got to focus on pretty much bonds or precious metals at this point, just because it's kind of a risk-off type of play.
And you were mentioning some of these guys, consumer staple stocks here. What do we see in the consumer staples group?
Yeah, so consumer staples, along with utilities and even healthcare, have all had a similar chart pattern where they've rallied up. They've been kind of flagging out of favor for a little while. While most people have been chasing tech stocks higher, these ones have built a beautiful base. They're just starting to break out. They're showing upward momentum. And so they're starting a fresh new trend to the upside. And that's where I think we're going to see defensive or money start to move. And utilities were the top leading sector yesterday, along with consumer staples and healthcare. They're all showing positive signs. And they're actually the strongest sectors today, while the rest of the stock market is lower. So there's definitely people doing sector rotation, looking for where can I squeeze more out of this market, considering tech is kind of overdone and near resistance.
Always great information. Christopher Mullen from Technical Traders. Have a great weekend, sir. Stay safe. Hopefully we'll speak to you again real soon.
You too, Brandon. Take care, guys.
There we go, guys. A little bit of a look on a higher time frame. Some ETFs, sector ETFs, definitely, as we've been talking about, money moving away from that tech sector over the past little while. But back to the upside today. Let's go back to the guys.
Thanks a lot, Brennan. First two shorts worked well on ABIO. Third one is going to hit that stop and trigger. And now, I've mentioned that we like 15 even to the upside, guys. But at this point, breaking above VWAP, you might want to take a shot at a 14 break as well. If it can get through there, I think you probably want to take that one off in front of 15 because it'll give you another opportunity to get into that one. But 14 looks like it could be a play for us on ABIO. If we fail to get to that price, maybe hold VWAP here. I'll re-engage into the short. I think if it breaks this low here at 12.25, that's another reason to get back in. It's worth keeping in mind just how big of a retracement there is room to get into right here, guys. But speaking of retracements, thank you, Party City, once again here. Looking like it wants to try to bounce off VWAP. We reloaded here at not 14, at $1.48. Average price was 158 there. That just got some out at 142. I'm going to get some out in front of 135. Hang on to half of this, just the reload position in front of VWAP to see if we can't get to that 125 mark. Trend not broken just yet. I think if it creeps above that 155, that will be the case, and we'll be done with the short, at least for the temporarily on Party City. But the party does continue, so let's floss it off on that name there.
Yeah, the party continues everywhere right now. 15.45, that breaks. We'll get out of our CCL. It's a huge winner. We have 5% of the trade still on. So we did get some out there at 55. Make sure we capture those 4 pennies. But right now, CCL, it does go to this level. And this is just a tip. And thanks for Chris for coming on as well. But if you're day trading right now, 15.75, like you've seen it hit that spot. So when it gets that run going, no surprise there where it stops. So that's why you see 3 outs there, then more on here, 64, 65 as we break back down. That's why we only have 5% left of that stock. A name that I'm really hoping we can get going here, and it needs to be to the downside because I'm short. I love Alibaba as a long-term play. I talked about that before earnings. I liked it at 220, believe it or not. So now we're down another 20% from there. They had earnings last Friday, which were actually fine. It was just more about this rhetoric coming from China. This is why I'm waiting. But it looks like I'll get out of this even faster than I want to. If it does break above 198 and change, we'll get out. But I do think that there's a potential for this thing to crash. But again, the market needs to start heading south side. Any good positive news about what this China news conference is about will escalate Alibaba to go higher and higher, guys. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. Guests like Chris Vermillion coming through. We are a guest trader of the day coming up soon at 11:05. So you'll be hearing from him. What the point of this is, hear other people's takes. What are they trading? What do they like about the show? Easy to ask questions on the chat that we can relate back to our guest traders of the day. But what's up, Brendan?
Hey guys, we did a video yesterday on volatility halts, going to be released next week. We recorded 4 videos live yesterday in the afternoon at 1 p.m. over on our education channel. One of those was on volatility halts. Here's DVAX just halted on a volatility halt, 26% to the upside. Going to check on this one, guys. DVAX.
Speaking of volatility, I don't think we've halted yet on PHIO, but it is up 100%, and it was a heck of a lot more if you had it off the open here up to 650. It is trying to roll over. I'm looking at 425 as a possible breakdown point. It already made one leg down through 5 even. This came from 224, so still room of a gap to fill in here. 475 would give you another level to use if you wanted to short in front of that and didn't want to use a $5 area. Unfortunately for us, we don't have actually the locate, so much like that play in SNOA, we're now looking for some of those breakout points to be long opportunities. So if it does hold 425, fair enough. If you like to shorten, you can do it. 425 is your area. But if it holds this and breaks that 475, if people were shorting there, and I think that's actually not a bad idea, if that's going to be the stop, decent shot to make a move back up to VWAP. So watch for a 475 break to the upside on PHIO. I would prefer the short, but I think the long could be just as good if it does trap some of those shorts that would have taken it right around this range right now.
Okay, ACB is just really starting to upset me because it should be going down here. Down 9% today. We're still this short. We've held it against ourselves, but again, I don't mind this position. Obviously, it's not a huge one. We're bigger in CGC today, which has been really my only red stock today. Boeing is slightly red. Alibaba, we're still in. That could be red as well. But the CGC, the only red stock. Alibaba, CGC and ACB both today off of earnings. We saw CGC's report, and I've just traded it, and I tweeted this out. I've traded CGC way too many times, was really short. And again, the thing that I like about what we do on the show, we do what we want to do, but we're honest with you guys. And that's the one thing that a lot of our subscribers have noticed. We're unlike other stations where they only seem to talk about their winners or whatnot. This is authentic. We're sitting here trading. We're hitting keys with our hands. We're putting in stop orders. We're giving you guys ideas. I've traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stocks today. So, and there it goes again. So we just get out of Alibaba, goes to the upside there, taking us out of that trade, breaking through 198. So there you go. So here's a loser. Average, breaking outside. So yeah, unfortunately, guys, there it goes. Alibaba. We tried it on the short. We're going to wait to see. Now we'll wait for the press conference to happen. But Brendan, what you got, bud?
DVAX, guys, that halt just mentioned, this is a COVID vaccine play. So they're teaming up with another company. Just posted it there, the headline. They're teaming up with another company to develop a vaccine for COVID-19. That's the news. 28% now, guys.
Thanks a lot, Brendan. 2 things here. I'm going to start with CRM bouncing off of its low here, still down 5%, but it gets above VWAP. Potential breakthrough 173.50 to take you to that 175 mark that we were looking at before. I think that's a scalp to that price. If it fails at 175, I still might be looking for some shorts. So from that name to SNOA, which I know we've been watching rather heavily, it's giving you this consolidation. It needed to definitively break our breakout price of 1570. It didn't do that here. It tried to tick below, snapped right back to the upside. That's no good. It comes to the upside here at 18 and rejects. You're seeing it bounce off VWAP at this point. And as much as you want to be looking at a short opportunity here, anybody that's shorting in this range is going to be hard stopped at 18. I've done that type of play myself. I find that when it double bottoms here off of both VWAP and the original breakout price, you're usually better off looking for a short down here if it breaks, as opposed to picking one here, which might win like 20% of the time. It's a big winner if it does, but you have to give it to that 18 mark, and then it'll go to the high of the day if it breaks 18. So I'm looking for that break more 15.50 here. It's not a horrible short if you have it at 17, but you got to give it well over $1 on that trade, and if you miss that stop, you're in a lot of trouble there. So just make sure you have a tight stop. I'm still looking for that break of the original breakout, 15.70 to 15.50 it looks like, below VWAP. It's already 10:40. This day is absolutely flying by. I just got into Hertz at 106, 105 stop. That's not the long in front of one even that I'm looking at. That's a scalp up to 110 that we talked about. It is now time for Sector Watch. Let's go to Brendan at the big screen.
Hey guys, yeah, that time let's have a look at the S&P 500. We were just talking to Chris over at Technical Traders about some money moving away from this group here, the tech sector, but you can see there are individual names today that are showing a little bit of strength once again. So we do have the NASDAQ kind of trying to hold on to positive territory overall. CRM was earnings, DXC also earnings. CRM we talked about 4.5%, 8.5% to the downside for DXC. Bank stocks have been strong all week, bit of a pullback to end the week here for the financial sector. Insurance companies are leading as far as weakness. We do have the individual banks as well in negative territory. There's JP Morgan down 1.8%. We were talking about Citigroup earlier. I don't see it, but another mover today. WFC 1.75% to the downside. Energy stocks have been weak all week long with crude oil. So Apache here, FTI and Devon all to the downside today. NOV as well, 4.6%. There's Marathon, about 4% to the downside. Little small real estate group, the REITs back to the downside again today. Hasn't done much volume this week, but really getting hurt so far today on Friday. Consumer discretionary stocks, some of the retailers popping up, JWN, GPS, and KSS. JWM, Nordstrom's with earnings again, moving to the downside 9%. Ralph Lauren as well, I saw a big time move to the downside today, more than 5% negative territory. The last one I wanted to mention, the airlines. We've been talking about airlines over the past couple of weeks to the downside again today, 3.5%, 2.7%. FedEx popping up there as well, 2.5% in that group as well. Capital goods also in negative territory. Not a huge move, just 0.6%, but we are negative to wrap up the week. Let's go back over to
Okay, guys. Yeah, thanks, Brendan. A good little recap there to wrap up this week. It's been a big week, and guess what? Bang! There it is again. Little chicken dinner winner here for you on Microsoft. We go short there on this little break of 181.70. We captured some profits right at 50. That's double outs there. We took out 30% of our trade right here at 50. So that's a quick 20 penny winner. It breaks through 50. We get some 41s there. So we're short 70, out 41. Guys, this is in 2 minutes. So a nice little 30-cent scalp win there. Now we have, half. Okay, I got a little more than I thought there. So we still have half of the position on Microsoft, waiting for some consolidation points down here, 181.20 and change maybe as an out, but I do want to capture some profits. I've been holding trades today that were in the money, like that Alibaba that eventually went against us. So right here, I think tech though, like we talked about with our guest there, has been holding up the market. So let's see if the market does fade in. Microsoft, a lot of people capturing profits here. We're close to all-time highs again on this name, so we're going to go short. Softy used to be my favorite stock. It's been replaced by you, Carnival Cruise Lines. But right now, Microsoft heading to the south side. We have a nice short on. Just to review what we have quickly, we are fixing our score, not our scoreboard, our position board will be fixed for you guys. Subscribe. We're doing many new things. If you like the show today, you're going to even like it more next week. Trust me on that one. Here goes Microsoft short, CGC short, ACB short, Party City short. I'm going to take a sip of water. Take it away, Neil.
Yeah, and taking it away in Party City, I just got half it. I mentioned that 135. When we reloaded in front of VWAP there, we took some shares at 48. We definitely want to get out in front of that 35 mark that we've been talking about all morning. I still like the chance to get to that 125 even area, but if it wants to now consolidate below VWAP at 150 and that 135 sort of support area, I thought it'd be a bit stronger support initially. If it wants to give that 15-cent range, I want the ability to be taking 10, 15 cents worth of scalps while holding a short position overall for further flush down. You can see the trend is not broken until we get back above that 155 mark, in my opinion. So I'm going to stay net short in this name until we break 155. That's my hard stop. I will reload if we get to VWAP again. Rinse and repeat on this name until I'm proven wrong on the short. Brendan, what do you got?
We might have found a top, guys, on Williams-Sonoma here. Just broke 85 there. Huge seller got taken out. Look at the volumes that went off just above 85. We're right back down below 85. Still up on the day, obviously. Again, earnings were better than expected, but Williams-Sonoma just got slammed back through 85, guys.
Pop the confetti, 28,000 subscribers. That's a fantastic number, and thank you guys for it. However, it's 2,000 shy of seeing Valeria floss live here on the show. So, I mean, you guys know what you need to do. You need to hit that subscribe if you haven't, because she's eager to do it. Look at the smile on her face. You want to make her happy. You want to make everyone happy. Let's see if we can't get there. I think it'll be a heck of a lot of fun if we can get to that number. SNOA, yeah. DKR, good look. SNOA does break through. Here's the problem with a name like this, right? It's relatively thinly traded. The volume's good, but you get a break of that 1570 area, you're going to miss triggers like this all the time. And this is the problem with being patient. I might have just talked you guys out of shorting here at 17. The advantage of taking that trade, even if it's a lower percentage win, is that you're already there in case of the flush, whereas if you take the breakout, you might not get the shares, then it halts on you. So if it opens back up and can hold that 17 area, I'd like it for a short on that pop using 18 as your out. However, now we're waiting 5 minutes and wanted to be in this trigger, couldn't get that trigger. Let's see what happens when we open up at 1050. These halt plays are good, but they can be tricky when it comes to liquidity. They're halting for a reason, because when these moves start to extend themselves, you do run out of liquidity, and makes it tricky to get the position that you want when key prices do break, which is what happened here in SNOA. But we got a couple of minutes. It'll open back up. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, guys, and here we go. I'll hit this one. Jarhead, I know you're rolling with me. I know a lot of you guys are rolling with this one, so let's roll one up. So how about that? Here we go. ACB now heading to the downside finally. Some of these stocks starting to go a little bit here up in smoke. We told you we were going to hold on to this position. Takes them out 85. That takes them out 81. We're now down. We're going to look to see if we can't crack through 80. Oh, yeah, and guess what, Baba? Screw you, Alibaba. That was an idea that we had. We'd be flat on this trade, but look where we get out, guys, breaking through 198. Sometimes you got to be disciplined, but for right now, we'll cry that one off. But what we are not crying off is Mr. Softy is back in the building, and we punch it in the face, because this is one of my favorite stocks. Those of you that have been watching for the 2 or so months that we've been on know that we used to trade Softy a lot. I'll be back now that it's sort of settled down a bit here. Look at you. Go, baby, Mr. Softy. 181.70 is the short. So this is a nice little 60-cent winner that we have on now. We still got some Party City, but I'm going to get flat on that one. ACB, bye-bye. Let's go break through 1380. And CGC, finally, a little bit of puff pass. We still are short here at 1780. So let's wait to see what happens here with CGC. Now back down to the money. Bye-bye. Let's see. Go. CGC looking to break back down this level. I still think we get back down here, 1710, but I'm going to park some orders to get some out as we go to the downside. I'm actually waiting right now, 1735. Let's see if we can't put that in and get this trade going for us, but maybe 1 penny too early, Brendan.
Another earnings name here, guys. OKTA in the cloud space, just breaking day highs here. 192, 193, I guess it was, that got taken out there. Decent volume spike, 4.8%. Earnings were actually not good. You can see aftermarket yesterday, big flush to the downside, but relative strength here in the cloud space. OKTA, guys.
Okay. I'm just having a quick look at Boeing here and adding another one to my list. I know some people have asked about ADAP. I'm going to be looking at that in just a second here, but making another bottom on Boeing at 145. And you're seeing it try to bounce off this level a couple of times here. I think that's an interesting break to the downside. If we can catch it, you are seeing the ES head towards 3,000. That's a key mark. If that breaks, you're going to see some names sell off here. I feel like Boeing is likely to be one of them. So I do like the short again in front of that 147, the 147.50 out. I think it's a reverse long if it breaks it. That's looking unlikely right now. So we're going to see if we can't get a short through 145 even, or we get the pullback. So either one of those will be good for us. SNOA just opened back up here, so I want to quickly go over to that. Just opening below temporarily $15. You want to structure a short position here using that 1570 area. You can maybe give it to 1650, and even better short would be up here at 17 if you can get it. But it looks like it might not even do that. It might want to roll over right here, right now. And of course, I forget that I cannot short this stock. We can only go long in SNOA, so I'm going to have to hunt for a breakout to the upside on that one. But if you can short it, just gave you an idea there whether you could have got that one in front of that 1570. We'll see where it goes. Support would be down at 1250 if you can get there. I would expect a possible bounce on SNOA. Maybe you can grab that long, but it's 1050. It's time for Money Talks.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. We're seeing some interesting moves actually in the currency markets today. I want to talk about this one right here, the British pound, back to the upside again today. 2 or 3 days in a row, we've seen strength in the pound, about 0.5% again today, back to 123.75. We did get back above that last high there. That's an hourly chart, so a decent level being taken out again today on the pound, back to the upside. There's rumors still kind of circulating that they're going to have to come up with a no-deal Brexit, or terms for no-deal Brexit. As far as the trade is concerned. So there is some news around the British pound today. Have a look at that. The euro also higher, 111. We were talking about 109 earlier in the week, so we did get back above 110 on the euro. The Canadian dollar, however, struggling a little today, 72.5. Was higher for most of the week, though, so a little bit of a pullback on Friday. U.S. dollar is strong today overall, down about 0.2% for our Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, and New Zealand. Pretty flat so far today. We were mentioning Bitcoin, pretty flat as well. Off the top of the show, it was actually down. We've come back to break even, 94 and change there. Ethereum, 2.5% to the upside on its own today, moving higher. Let's go back over to Neil.
Thank you very much, Brennan. Still looking at CRM here, and I do apologize for this little wick. It's going to make the scaling a little bit tricky on my 1 minute chart here. And this didn't happen. You see some block prints come off on dark pools every now and then. I'm still looking for a 173.50 break. With the market headed downside, it does look rather unlikely. I think at this point, CRM on a break to the downside through about 172 is going to be equally as good as a play. So I'm looking at this one now a couple of ways here. If we can break through 173.50, fine. We're still going to go long. If we break through 172 even, this little battle at VWAP is going to win to the south side, along with the market here down that 1% headed to 3,000. So like either of those trades, I'm going to have what we call like a bracket order here. I mean, it's not technically a bracket order because I'm putting a stop at the upside, stop to the downside. The bracket would be doing them simultaneously. But 172 breakdown on CRM, 173.50 break to the upside. I'm still looking for Boeing to break its low as well. That'll be a short trade on Boeing if it does get there. But I'm also shorting a pop on Boeing. So if Boeing goes upside, I am looking to short 147. That's the contrast to what I'm looking at in CRM, which would be only a long break. I'm not short in front of that 173.50 on CRM. It's only a long break. Boeing, however, it's short in both those conditions. A break of 145 even, or move up to 147. I will be net short on that. I still have this Party City, and again, like I said, we did take out half of these shares here to be able to take the profit in front of that 135. That has been our target all along. I do still think if we break through that 125, that's our area. We're going to reload at 150 if we get a shot, so call it 47s, call it 48s, whatever your preference is. I think you want to add to your position. I also have Luckin Coffee to the short side. And again, we've had this one basically all morning long, wanting a test of 2 even. Now, it got to 203 and I was sitting at 202, but I've been short at 218 the entire morning. It's never given me a pullback to the teens, so I haven't added to my position, but I'm not really taking anything off either. What I might do here is move my order up to 205, which seems like it's more reasonable. We're going long on a 2 even break anyways, so I feel like if it gets to that price, we're just going to end up shorting it when it breaks, so might as well take it off a little bit earlier if we can lock in that profit. Brendan, what do you got?
Volatility halts all over the place so far today. We mentioned Embraer, ERJ, in New York that was moving higher. There's rumors that some foreign interest on a possible takeout or buyout. Wanted to show you this one. This is down in Brazil, EMBR3. So this is the primary listing down in Brazil for the stock. You can see was halted initially, opened much higher, and then has just been opening and halting, opening and halting, opening and halting. We're almost at $8 now. ERJ in New York, if you want to have a look at that one, guys.
Yeah, I guess we should have a look at that one since this is what it's doing. Yeah, we're just tweeting this out. Kind of a funny little tweet here that we have. Microsoft, we're going to just tweet it out at Trader TV Live, and there we go. Yeah, follow us, guys, all over the place here. This is my account, Trader TV. Sean here, join us. We'll see what we can do. See if we can get to 2,000 followers at some point. We'll see about that. But okay, guys, right now, Microsoft to the downside, and bang, there it is. Another win. We'll hit the fireworks today. This is ho-hum, $1 in the money right here on our Microsoft trade. So here we go, down to the downside. We just took some off right now, 20% left of this position. Obviously, I never hold enough, but again, just depends on your trading style. We got out here. We talked about it clumping up down here at 81.30. Once it breaks through there, we get out on the 81 break. Now that's a big time winner. So, oh, you know what? Here, this is a good opportunity to review our positions before we get ready for our guest of the day. Okay, here we go. Short, bang, there it is. ACB right now, 13.93. We're waiting on that one. That's a 12-cent winner. I know you got that with us, Jarhead. We're waiting for 80 to break on that one. CGC's an 18-penny winner now. Good on that. Microsoft's $1, and Party City's still small little 30-cent win, but that's what we have right now on the position board, and it's looking like a good one. So, so far, so good. The only mistake, really, it's not a mistake. It's just we shorted this Alibaba, and I guess I gave it enough room. I thought I gave this $1 was enough, but there you go. We get out of that one. And see, this is the thing. We don't take nearly as many shares on Alibaba because we're not as confident in the name and in the headlines, but we take many more shares, guys, of Microsoft, a name that we are very comfortable with and not really in the news right this second. So that's how I like to trade it. And, you know, that's just how you sort of got to weigh your risk and return. Neil and I, like, I've already have 133 trades today, guys. So it's 133 fills today. So my most profitable stock is actually, Microsoft just took it over. So it's now Microsoft and CCL and Party City. So those three stocks are my number one. So we're going to get out of Microsoft if it breaks above this little spot here, 181.22.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly throw the position board on just so you guys can see what we have here. Someone asked, Cena there, sometimes we get a little fast on our explanations, and I apologize if that was not clear what I was doing in luck, and I tried to answer it in the chat so you understand. I just got triggered into Boeing on that 145 short, so 144.95, give that one up to VWAP. So Hertz, that 106 long, 105 has just been a bid. So I do like the long in front of one even. I'm not going to wait for it. However, I think there's a chance we can make the move here, but I'm not going to give it more than that 1 penny range right here at 105. So short still unlocking, like I mentioned, at 218. We still have Party City short 148. That's been in the money for us the entire morning, of course. So that's what I'm working with here. There is one stock that I have not traded that we are now looking at, and that's going to be CRM. I did just go over our conditions here. While Boeing did trigger in, CRM is still making the same range. But with the futures, and I'm talking about the S&P 500 futures, looking to bounce back to the upside, they're trying to get off this 3,000 mark. You might see a trigger in at 173.50. I'll be going long in CRM. Target is 175. I had that as resistance, so I would be taking it off in front of that resistance point if we get a 135 break. Give it a little past VWAP there as a bit of a risk trade. If it gets through 175, however, it could be a secondary breakout. Those would be two separate trades for me. So first stop, 173.50 long, CRM, if it comes in. Right now, very sleepy, just hanging around VWAP, guys.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got to make sure that, especially at this time, it's 11 o'clock. So we got to watch out for the right trades and see if we can't make them for you guys. And yeah, that's one of them. CRM, we like that. Just give you an update. We're going to be out of softy soon, breaking through 181.30 for a nice little win. We're really happy with the way this stock turned out for us. That is Microsoft. Party City, I'm just going to get out of this one. It's just not doing anything. I don't mind this little out here. 136, I guess, or so 137. Oh, big size here at 136. So let's just make the decision and get out of some of this right now on our Party City. We'll see if we get filled up at 138. If that does come through, just checking back on CCL, what's that doing? Absolutely nothing, so that's a surprise right there. But yeah, right here, we'll just keep the party rolling today, getting ready for our guest of the day. Please hit the like and subscribe if it's your first time here. If you haven't subscribed yet, we're back Monday, 9 o'clock. We actually did our first live training little session there yesterday. We talked about 4 big topics, and we got, I'm going to hit the fireworks. Thank you for everybody. That was live on our Market Wisdom page. We had over 4,300 viewers. So that was good, and those numbers will be up next week again as we go Wednesday at 1 p.m. We're dropping 2 more videos today, time and sales and level 2, I believe. So this is the level 2, so we'll talk all about that, and we'll talk all about time and sales and what we look at and how we read that, guys. So there we go, out of Microsoft. Mac and cheesy, that trade was a little easy, but let's throw it over. There it is. Let's see what happens here. You put those two together, and there it is. Valeria now at the big screen, guys.
Hey guys, welcome to European Update. Europe is in very negative territory today after a few positive days in a row. Well, that's because Europe reacting on the growing tension between US and China. Britain is down 2.07%. Germany is down 1.44%. Italy is down 0.7%. And Russia is down 1.81%. Guys, Renault plans to cut 16,000 of jobs this week. Well, that's all with Europe, and I'll keep you updated. Back to traders.
Thank you very much, Vlad. I see a question on there, Marco. We're here 9 to 12 daily. We'll always be here. But what we have coming up is going to be a special treat. We do this quite often, actually. We have our guest trader of the day. If you're in the chat, if you're watching the show, this can be anybody like yourself. Joining us live. We're doing it on Zoom, but we'd love at some point to have some guest traders actually visit our studio, visit our trading floor, but it'll be via video. We're going to be talking trading, maybe whatever they've traded throughout that day. So coming up in just a few minutes, that's going to be the case. I want to go back to Boeing very quickly before this does happen. I actually like the opportunity. There's a bit of a spike there. Powell about to make some comments. I think I can give this one to VWAP, which is fine, like I said, but I don't like using VWAP as an out. So about 146.10 will be my out. The fact that we actually failed to make this break, it shook some people out here and then couldn't break above the 75 mark. I like that to maybe add to my position here with the same risk parameters. I'm not going to move my stop at all, but it just gives me a little bit more conviction in the short. So I'm going to grab a few more shares on Boeing. Again, when you're playing with what I like to call house money, you've already had a win in the trade. It's not an excuse to take more shares. However, the failure to make that move to VWAP and hold it gives me some juice to go to the short side on this trade. With the market sliding down, the shorts have been working, a little bit bearish on sentiment for the day. So I think it's worth it to take the shot on Boeing. I'm not moving the stop. 146.10 breaks. I'm going to take a loss on Boeing here. We're risking about $1 on the trade, which is what we made on our first trade. So perfectly reasonable in my opinion. Someone asked a question about this little wick here on Boeing, this big wick to the upside. I'm pretty convinced this just represents a block print, a dark print that went up to 147.40. I'm not entirely sure it really traded up there. And it did actually, and if it did, then you have 147.50 that was a previous top. So it terminated at what would have been resistance anyways. And like I said earlier, 147.50, I'm going long at that price. So just because I'm short now doesn't mean if it goes against me and we get stopped out for $1 loss, I'm not going to go long $1 or two later to the upside. But right now the market's headed down, so we're going short. You got to play that momentum until it's broken, guys.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, this is what we're trying to do right now with CGC. And we go, the Cannabis Batman is in the building finally. 17.22, nice out, guys. This is where we're short. Look, these are all shorts, right? Everything purple here is a short sell. So we shorted it at 63, we shorted it at 70, we shorted it at 80 here, and now we're down to 25. So we'll cash a little bit more out there of CGC. And guess what, guys? It's the only two positions I have on right now, and that is CGC and Aurora. We're waiting for Aurora to break this 1880. If it does, I think we can flush a little bit more here. So I'm with you, Joseph. Let's see if 1380 can't break. I know we're getting all set up here. So for this, I'm going to post a poll soon on Twitter. So you're going to see that, guys, very, very soon. So join me on that one. But here goes CGC, even lower. So we're going to trade some ACB through this. But right now, Brendan is all locked and loaded with our guest trader of the day, guys.
It is that time once again, guys. One of our most favorite segments of the day. Guest trader of the day today, Rob Alders, joining us to talk a little bit about the markets and talk a bit about his trading and how things have been going over this week. And even today, Rob, great to have you on the show. How has your day been so far?
Hi, hello everybody. My day has been really great. I've been doing some index trading. Volatility was fantastic. Been doing the Dow Jones 30, which was really profitable. And yeah, well, as I say, trading is not my passion; it's my obsession.
It's I love that saying. I mean, it's an interesting day, obviously, where everybody's kind of sitting around waiting for this press conference to start, where we'll see Trump talk about China. So I'll pass you off to the guys here, and we'll get back into the market.
Okay,
fantastic.
Hey, Rob,
thank you.
Hey, Rob, how's it going there today, buddy?
Oh man, really good, Sean.
Good. It's Friday. We're having a lot of fun. And I just want to bring something up. I know you're on Twitter, so go right now. Don't sleep on this one, guys. I apologize. I don't know what this is. Here's the question right here. I'll go to my Twitter handle, @TraderTVSean. Here we go. Should @TraderTVNeil shave his head bald this weekend? Oh, wow. It's already 100%, Neil.
One of those votes is me, I'm not going to lie.
Okay. So here we go, guys. Come over. We'll review the results at the close of the show today, and I'll leave it up all day, but I just thought of this. So, Rob, what do you say? Yes or no on this one?
Yeah, for sure. Shave it.
There we go,
Both
Neil.
guys look great. I have a lot, but that was because my barber's still closed.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and that's the problem, really. My hair, same way. Brendan is just a beast. I mean, that guy gets haircuts. We have no idea how. Maybe he can tell us afterwards. Look at this guy. I mean, Mr. Perfect. There's a wrestler, Mr. Perfect, but I think we got to change that to Brendan Wickens. But yeah, that's the problem, Rob. Everything closed. Whereabouts are you located?
Well, actually, I'm from Holland. I'm Dutch myself, just like the guest last week, Dax, which is a fellow I also know. And yeah, we're pretty active traders here in Holland. We love to work the different markets. And yeah, Holland's a good country to be, except for this thing that they call an intelligent lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's definitely been dealing with that. Rob, I have to put you on the spot only because you mentioned you've been trading some indexes, so looking for bigger market moves. So I got to ask you this question. We've sort of been talking about the press conference that we've been waiting for all morning long. Do you have a particular approach that you would use in terms of, are you in position in advance of it? Do you back away? Do you take risk off and allow the moves to happen and then sort of jump in post-conference? So what's your approach when you have something like this? Obviously, we're live trading here, but I'm backing off a few of my positions just because you never really know what's going to happen.
Well, what I do, and I do that's the same thing with Forex. I also trade the news announcements on that one as well. What I do is I close all my positions and I just wait until the news comes, and then I can see which way the market goes. However, sometimes it is a retracement. I put in a straddle 5 minutes after the news announcement, and I just see which way the market goes and close the other order. And with this one, I'm going to be doing the same thing. But yeah, I don't know which way the market goes, you know. And I wish I could have, been able to do that, but there's no way of knowing. And yeah, a lot of companies and trading companies have AI at this moment, but they cannot dominate the market on that thing.
Yeah, that's the reality. I mean, I've actually, candidly, there's lots of traders that like that sort of bracket approach. And, I'm looking at the CRM right here. I actually just triggered to the long. And Massey, if you're watching, I said 173.50. Just looking at the range-bound trade, I'm like, I don't think this, it's down 4%. Of course, I had negative news here. But we had 175 as resistance. I don't think it's going to hang around VWAP forever. And I was prepared to go short if it broke downside and long if it broke the upside of that range. And I just felt like I like the structure of that trade in that particular setup. And you don't have to know which way it's going to go. You're just going to react. And I think that's a nice approach there. You just have to be disciplined with it, I find. It's what can happen is when the news does break or the conference starts, you see a move happen and then you get jittery saying, oh, I want to get in, but it hasn't actually broken in either direction of your bracket. You don't want to get chopped in the middle. I find that for that strategy in particular, discipline is key. So an automatic order like a stop order to trigger you in is kind of a key. If you don't use those, you're kind of leaving it to your hands, and emotions can start to kick in, that fear of missing out. Do you ever have that approach, or do you only ever use automated orders for that kind of a trade?
I only use automated orders because, well, it's not only the emotions, but I'm looking for a move with Forex or anything else, a wider move, a larger move. And if you don't look for that and then get in, yeah, but I use automated orders for that, and I don't want to get the emotion in the way, which I've got my emotions under control, but you don't want to have funny things. And somehow you have to think in three ways. You have to think either the trade is going for you, the trade is going against you, or the trade is going sideways. Well, with news announcements, it won't go sideways, but you have to see what's happening.
Okay,
Yep,
yeah, good advice there. And yeah, I think that longer time frames, of course, what we're doing here on the show is pretty much scalping. So yeah, you can see that all day, every day here as Neil and I continue to make some of these trades for you guys. I'm looking at CGC, I'm gonna go short again, guys. This has been by far my worst stock today, and I just think that it was a horrible report. You're down 20-something%. It's going to be SSR, so we got to watch out for that. But what about another 17 break? Let's see if we can't make some money and take that one, hopefully, to the bank on that. And Jarhead, I do see you talking to me a little bit here about ACB. That's what I've been doing, man. I only have 10% left, so I do have a bid now down here again, 1382. If it breaks that, if it comes down, my whole play here is it breaking 1380. So if ACB breaks 1380, then yeah, my 1382 has to get filled, and I'm going to be loaded up again. So I don't mind giving up some of the potential winner, especially if it's only 10% of the position here, hoping for a break. But now it looks like ACB is going to go back upside here. So on this last 10%, I'm going to get out if it does break back above 14. So that's just for anybody that's rocking with me on this ACB trade. And I wanted to give a quick update here. Let me see if I can refresh this poll of the day. It's poll of the day, but it's only been one day that we've been doing this. So so far so good. 46 votes, and yeah, it's 84%, Neil, right now to 15. So we're going to wait to see 40. I'd love to see more votes, though. To me,
how many did you say?
It's only 46 right now.
46.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a little bit more.
There's
some comments there. Obviously, the comments are shooting for the moon and want you to shave there. So we'll wait to see. Unfortunately, guys, both of our wives will probably have the last say on which way our haircut goes. But my wife would probably want me to look like a ridiculous...
I need some ammunition. I feel like that'll give me a lot of it. If you get like a few hundred votes in there, I mean, come on, that's going to definitely help out the cause. I've always had that as a bit of a plan for me here. But I also have a bit of a plan on Boeing here, and this is one of the things you got to be able to do. I did talk about this range. We do like this short on this little break, but if it takes out VWAP, I'm going to be out of this one, especially heading into this conference, guys. So I am long in CRM, and I'm short in Boeing. It looks like Boeing could go. I do prefer 147.50 break at some point to go long in Boeing. If you want to take it here, I would excuse that one. I don't mind that as a breakout through VWAP. I think it's going to immediately run into resistance about $1 higher. That's why I'm not doing it. We haven't been stopped out yet, but it does look like it's going to happen. So I might have to throw this one in the toilet along with that CGC that we took off the morning. Those are the two names that I haven't had a good read on this morning. Well, I shouldn't say that. We had a good win on Boeing, but this now secondary short trade, not a good read if it breaks this little VWAP. It hasn't done it yet, but I have my stop order in. I'm not going to leave this one to chance. I'm just going to stay disciplined to it. You don't want to get that FOMO. If I get wicked out and then Trump comes on here and tanks the market, you can't sit there and break your rules just because you're hoping something happens. But Brennan, I believe, has something for us. What do you got, bud?
Yeah, speaking of Trump, guys, that's still to come. We do have Fed Chair Powell currently speaking, doing a press conference, answering some questions on the economy right now. So the market overall, guys, just wanted to show you, came down to almost 3,000. So that line down there, 3,000, bounced off it nicely. We're back to about 310 now. But yeah, Fed Chair Powell speaking right now. I'll let you know if anything happens on that, guys.
Okay, we did get, just a quick out there, we did get out of some CGC at, just because we saw Aurora running. And oh yeah, that's what I want to do. We're out of Aurora. They're breaking through 14, so that's our out there. Nice little win. We'll hit the weed Batman there for that win. Rob, is there any specific, you talked about Forex, you talked about a few different things. If and when you trade equities, is there a certain area that you look for? Do you stick with tech stocks or finance stocks, the financials, I should say, maybe high flyers like what's right now in the cannabis space? Is there a specific strategy or type of industry or type of stock that you like to trade more often than not?
Yes, I love the American markets because there's a lot of volatility on that one. I like the technical stocks or the technical market.
Right.
Because there's a lot of movement in there, and it's not an upcoming industry, but technology will become a lot more important in the years to come, and that will be a growing market. And there's a lot of movement in there. Traders like us look for movement.
Right.
That's all we want to see.
Yeah, I agreed 100%. So what do you mean by a technical stock? Like what would be an example of one maybe you're looking at now? Are you looking to put any positions on in the next half hour here or so? Is there something specific you're looking at? And if so, maybe you could screen share with us what sort of a setup maybe you're looking for here. I'm still hands on the keyboard. We have Powell speaking now. Obviously the market's kind of moving around a little bit here. And then I'm still hoping that President Trump can say something about China, but maybe that's after Powell. Is there anything right now, Rob, that maybe you're waiting for that Neil and I can comment on, or our viewers can sort of see the kind of setup that you have and what you're looking at?
Yes, there's no problem with that. What I am working with now is Facebook. I'm working with Microsoft. There's a lot of movement on that. Let me try and share my screen with you people.
Oh yeah, Microsoft went down to 180.50 right there. Yeah, I was actually with you on that Softy trade. Oh man, what can we do here? We punched Softy out. It's one of my top stocks today. Mr. Softy is my favorite to trade, but we didn't give it enough room. Like, how come this is the problem, guys. We did a stop order talk yesterday on our educational channel, Market Wisdom. Make sure you subscribe to our current station and Market Wisdom as well. Apparently you can share now, Rob. Sorry, our tech team didn't have that enabled, but you can share now. I just want to talk about that. Yeah, good move on Softy there. That would have been about $2 for me on that winner, but we gave up the goose for that. Okay, Rob, we're back now.
Okay, let me see if I can share this with you guys. Because I'm working with several screens here.
Yeah, sometimes it's difficult. Okay, you just let us know when that goes. We'll see your screen go share. Neil and I will talk about it. If we can't figure it out, it's no problem. Okay, right now, still...
No, I just want to alert to Big Lots. I know we haven't really traded this one this morning, but it was on our list. We're all over watching it for a bigger move. It's bounced off a hard bottom at 35 here after making a $7 flush to the downside. Now that it's back above VWAP on this retrace, I like 38.70 on a breakout trade to the upside. And a breakdown, I kind of feel like you're almost better served letting it consolidate below VWAP and then maybe hold this little trend. So that'd be like a 36.85 break to the downside, or maybe just allow it to gravitate and get a longer term short in the afternoon. But I do like 38.70 on a break to the upside here, 41st target, and then looking at about 41, sort of that pre-market bottom there as your secondary out. So I still just had that Boeing short, and we got CRM long. Hertz isn't really moving right now. Luckin's still in the money for us. And I actually still have some Party City, which is pretty hilarious that it was such an active stock. It was such a massive short, and now you're looking at this sleepy action. So it was a good one off the open. If you didn't catch the secondary flush, the pullback was okay. We did get back into this one, but it has not gone past 135. I've seen this in the past. You don't want to get too far away from some of these stocks because they could open up in the afternoon and still be a good trade, despite the fact the weekend is coming up. I do believe, are we ready to share the screen there? I'm not sure.
Doesn't look like
it. Doesn't look like it, no?
Figured out.
No, it's not working. It's not working.
Okay, don't even worry about it, Rob. I just pulled out my screen here as well. So, there it goes. It's back. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, my feet, I think, kicked out my wire there. What is going on today? It's Friday, and it's not even Friday the 13th. Yeah, you're just sharing the wrong screen, Rob, but that doesn't matter. We don't have to do it. I just want to bring up to you guys' attention here, Macy's has been a big trade for me in the last little while. We did lose on it. I think it was it yesterday or the day before? But we have been crushing Macy's lately. I actually was not certain of the 650 level because of the move that this stock has had over the last couple of days. Let's drop down a 10-minute chart here. Look at this, guys, from the last couple of days. We started here at okay, now it's zooming out. Okay, here we go. We started down here at 5. We actually had this break upside here of 530, which happened early. We had that. That was a big trade. Then another move up yesterday. We didn't believe it. This is where I wound up losing. But now you're seeing Macy's just fading right back in. And we're almost near this kind of a level right here, $6.30. So we've missed the break at 650, but I don't mind it again down here at 625 if we can get that low. That would be a big move here for Macy's. I understand that, but 7% down, we could go 10. Let's look for 625 in Macy's, Brendan.
Guys, the market trying to hold here a little bit. Some things making day highs as we speak. One of them we were looking at earlier in the week here, Crowd. CRWD up 7% now. Just made a new day high on decent volume as well for CRWD. Guys.
Yeah, speaking of decent volume here, Brendan, MGNX is down 16% and continuing to try to test these little bottoms. It did make a low here below this opening range bottom, 1925. It did wick below that price one time. you get that kind of a double bottom action on a stock that's down so much, and the volume's only okay at 1.5 million. It's relatively thinly traded, so there could be some shorts at this point that could be thinking about where to take some profit off. When you have a wick down through the low of the day and it fails like this, I'm actually thinking about an opportunity to maybe catch a breakout that catches some of those guys short and a rebound to 20 even. So if it makes any kind of a base, just watch for like a 1950 kind of break to the upside on MGNX. But if it makes a fresh low here at like 19 or something, forget about that. I'll throw it out the window. I want to ask a quick question here. It's obviously going to be a bit of a comp, and we have all kinds of traders as our guest traders of the day. Sometimes, experienced or newbies, whatever it might be. We love everybody. This is what it's all about. We can all learn something. Where are you on your journey as a trader? How long have you been trading? Obviously, I'm going to guess it's been quite a few years. You have a lot of experience. How has your journey been? Maybe tell us a little bit about your background starting trading.
Okay. I used to work as a logistics manager for an e-retailer in Holland. And in 2012, I lost my job. I had three things going against me. Point one, middle management. Point two, I was 52 years old. And point three, I was a man which, I couldn't go back. So the first inkling I had was, I need to find a job. That didn't work out. And then I came into contact with personal development. I went to a personal development event and it blew me away. From there on, I got into contact with trading. I heard people talk about that. And in 2015, I started a trading company as a coach, teaching people how to trade. The reason for that is I believe everybody must have a second income from trading and investing. You can't just rely on a job. You look, the phenomenon of a job is changing. You can't just do that anymore. So you need to learn how to trade and invest just for that second income. And I'm helping people with that. And I know 20% is technique, 80% is mindset, and I'm actually a mindset coach. I work with that. I've done neuro-linguistic programming, and I eat my own food as well. So I've become really successful with value cost averaging, which is investing. And now I started also swing trading. But I've seen since the last, let's say about half a year, that day trading is becoming a lot more important. So you have to get into that because you don't want to get into long positions. You need to get in the market, get out of the market. I mean, look at what, Trump's going to be doing some announcements, and the whole market reacts to that. You can't go overnight in that situation. So I'm doing that. I came into contact with you people in October 2018. I set up a trading office, but because of the rules and regulations, I had to downsize that, and now I'm working from my home. But I'm getting into this day trading business. It's the way of the future. It's the way to do it. And I'm augmenting my normal salary or income with money from trading. So that's basically my story.
Awesome,
Right.
love to hear it. And when you mention, of course, you're part of the Day Trade the World family that's sort of trading on a similar platform, the same platform as us. I know a lot of people always talk about how do you make the trades that we do as an active trader. When we're talking about day trading, it's all about the volatility, I think, that we see in the market. That's probably the advantage that you're talking about it. Do you incorporate tracking volatility, either trading it directly or use it as an indicator? I know we did a video on the VIX. I know some of you guys might have watched that on YouTube. But do you use volatility as an indicator for your swing trading, or do you actually trade it directly?
I trade directly. I don't use volatility indicators. I don't use a lot of indicators anyway, because it doesn't give me any actual information. The only information I really need is volume. I need to know when is the liquidity coming in the market and when is it leaving. So that's really important for me, and that's all I do. But in day trading, when I came into contact with P Pro 8, the platform that you're using and I'm using, VWAP was really important for me. And that helped me a lot. So I'm using VWAP, volume, and that's about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of VWAP, it's kind of interesting that you just mentioned it because Luckin Coffee, which I've been holding all morning long short, just broke to the upside VWAP here. I've been shorting this one at 218 all morning long, and waiting for it to get back to this price. At this point, if it breaks about 220, we want to be out. We're shorting off this on a break to the downside. I thought it'd get to $2. It got to 202. I was a little bit too picky with, if you have $2 as a support level, maybe you don't want to park an order at 201 thinking you're going to get every single penny in the move. I probably should have been a little bit more conservative. I think that I'd be out of my trade now. But I do like the reload, and I'm going to take it here at 215, getting more shares here. So my average price now is 216. I'll probably, if it consolidates here at VWAP, I'll probably build in a little bit more. I mean, the 220 stop's reasonable, and we've already taken money out of this one, and it's still been, Luckin Coffee, as much as it's up 5%. It's been a sell for the last little bit now, and at some point I think it's going to give a better test of 2 even. But I think, Brendan, you got something for us, bud.
Yeah, speaking of higher relative volume, one of the things that you will find provokes higher relative volume on the day is earnings. And this was a little earnings name out aftermarket yesterday. Glue Mobile blowing away on their latest quarter. Big pop in the aftermarket, up 11.3% today. Just kind of hanging out here at this 965. It's been a pivot all morning long, making lower highs, though, looking like it might want to test lower prices here for GLUU. Relative volume, though, through the roof on this one, guys.
Okay, Uber, GLUU, yeah, we'll definitely look at that one. I can't, again, we took that break on the bottom, just thinking that we could give some of this back. That $50 an hour seems pretty interesting if that's what that is, some sort of a pricing point there. So I don't know, maybe it's a better thing than I think. We're up 2.28% right now on Uber. Seems a little overdone considering the market is down. Our average price now 81 off this. We took a 78.50. I guess we got 78.5 there on the break. So we're going to wait to see. We did take an average there. We have VWAP up here. I know, Rob, you don't use VWAP too much, but this is a situation, guys, when we're talking about this, it's also volume weighted average price is also right here near $35. So that's kind of a double whammy there. So we'll wait to see. We'll get out of about 2/3 if it does break above here. Then we'll see what it does up here at 35.20. But that right now is what we have on board. I only have two things on right now, and it's CGC, and that's a nice win, man. We're short at 17.46. It's what's left of this guy here, 17.46. So we'll wait to see on CGC. And yeah, a big celebration, fireworks right now, because I think we just cracked through 1,000 likes from what I can see on the chat here. And an update on our quick little Neil poll here to help us out here. Let's just see what's happening on this poll. I'm going to call it up and put it on the screen here for you guys. So 81 votes. Yeah, we need to get a little higher here. Let me see what the percentages are as I refresh. Okay, Neil, yeah, it looks like it is going to be a home run to the shave side now. So 82.7%. Check back on Monday, guys.
Sean, I love the response that we got there. You think you can see the comment? I'm going to say this is Monastic Observe now. 1. Aerodynamic efficiency for faster trading. Yeah, I'll go with that. I love it. Obviously.
Maybe the trades will move faster.
Like, hey, you know what?
Faster, I don't know.
If Boeing would make a move here, it's literally just hanging around below VWAP in my short. Maybe if that would get going, if I shaved my head, maybe it would go faster. Who knows? I do know that we have a couple of trades on here. One of them, of course, is going to be luck, and I just mentioned it was busting to the upside. We did reload. Pigs get slaughtered, and I feel like we're going to go car crash here, not because 220 broke, not because we just took a hit, but because we got greedy not taking out at the bottom. This could have been a winning trade. However, we give everything back and a little bit more because we didn't get out in front of our support level. We did have 2 as an out. When it bounced here off of 204, there's not much of an excuse. If 2 is your support and it bounced off 204, you're just getting out on the way back up. Take the profit, wait all the way to VWAP to get back in, reverse, and get stopped out, and then it's going to slam back right now. And if this is true, and 222 is the high end of the range for the rest of the day, every now and then you make the top wick when you get stopped out. It is what it is. Sometimes it's a privilege. It's my 3rd loss of the day. And if I made the top wick, look at me. I'm the biggest sucker on Luckin Coffee today. Thankfully, it's been my best stock the last couple of weeks. Well, one of my best stocks the last couple of weeks. Moderna's been pretty good too.
Man, I'm kicking these wires out here. Okay,
you don't want to do that.
224. Rob, I'm about to go short here. I know you were talking about Facebook. I'm about to go short. Facebook breaking this 224.20. So that's going to be a level that I'm going to like right now. Futures coming down. I see Powell still speaking. No idea what he's saying, of course, as we're on the show. But right now we're going to see Facebook a break here. A couple hundred shares we'll throw in. It's 11:30. So, Rob, have you noticed that right now is not a great time possibly to trade, because it's not only is it a Friday, but we have a lot of stuff going on in the background, and volumes right now aren't super high. Is this a time of day issue for you? Do you have a problem trading at certain times, or you don't really care? As soon as you see volume come in, you're attacking the stock?
Well, I look at the day and I see certain things happening. An hour after the opening, it's quite volatile, but then, as you rightly say, it drops, and the rest of the day is quite, a quiet day until 1.5 hours before the close. I see that happening in European markets as well as the American markets. So yeah, that's something that I see happening, and yeah, I take that into consideration. However, if I see a stock which is really getting a lot more volume in there, I will take a look at it, and yeah, I need to benefit from those moves as well.
Okay, good. We're getting out of some Facebook here. We are now short. And actually, yeah, I don't know if you guys, if you saw that, I'm going to get up now and fix some of these wires, because
yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to figure that. You don't want.
So I'll be right back. I'm going to go.
You don't want to kick the wrong thing and all of a sudden your screens go dead. That being said, we do have we have a trading floor manager here who does manage things. He can get us flat if the worst possibly happens. You might have seen him, Greg. You'd be familiar with that, of course. I want to let you guys know here, I still have this Boeing short, and I also got triggered into that long in big lots, by the way. 38.70 was the trigger. We're going to give it down to about a VWAP breakup, but I want to get back to Boeing because we've been short this entire time. It bounced a few times off of VWAP, but you give it some room here because 146.10 was my out. This one got to literally 146.10 and turned around, so it doesn't stop me out. If it takes out the low of the day, we'll take some shares off just because I don't want to, like I always say, stare a gift horse in the mouth, especially with news pending. And then we'll look to see if we can't hold on for that bigger trend in Boeing. It's down 3%. There could be some room to go here. Thank you, Sean, for hitting that graphic. I have it up, but I'm always slow to get to it.
Look at Facebook here.
Brendan, I believe, what do you got for us, bud?
Another little one here, guys, just popping up on a volume scanner. You can see big volume coming into MLND. Just made a new high on the day. Not a lot of news on this. There were some analysts initiating coverage on this name today, but 12.6%, some volume coming into MLND, guys.
Okay, and here we go. It's another one. No real sweat job, but we find this one through the weeds. Facebook, look at this out down here. Almost feel bad showing it to you guys. I just sat down and hit bid 223.83. So off this 222, 224.22 short. Out. We are now coming back to the upside here as you see the futures starting to go. Oh, new position alert. DraftKings, we go long again through 38. So we are now long DKNG again, a couple hundred more shares. Let's see. Now I'm long DraftKings and short Facebook. I really hope both of these are somehow able to work for me, but let's just keep going upside here on DKNG and just have a quick look here. Where could we possibly go? This is not really a breakout trade. It's just one that I liked through 38. Again, just giving like one of those psychological levels here on DraftKings. It's bounced up to 38 a couple times. It does look great on a 1 minute chart. It's above VWAP right here. I think my first out, if we can get it 38, 20, 26, maybe ahead of 25 a little bit, and then we'll work up here back where we were at the beginning of the day on DKNG. So DraftKings right now temporarily for the win, guys.
Absolutely, and look, SNOA, it was for the win to the upside, but we weren't able to short this one. Sometimes you got to have those locates. It was a great short through that 1570 price. You can see it halted and then went further down. It didn't quite get to what I thought would be the bottom here at 1250, 13 even, but that's fine. If you did have this short, you made a couple of dollars on it. It's now bouncing back, and this is a steady climb. What's interesting to me is look at the continued volume on this name. It's actually maintaining a solid amount of volume even through what is now going to be lunchtime. So I do feel like there's a potential for a secondary move here, or in this case, like a third or fourth move throughout the day. That could be right here. It's that 1570 mark that we're at right now, and a break up at about 1650 or so, running into resistance at 18. it's the only thing I can hunt for because we can't go short. So I am going to have to pick out some longs. In terms of finding a bottom on it, I would be more comfortable buying it if it had bounced a little bit lower than this 1350. So for me, on a Friday, on a stock that you have a good read on, I don't feel the need to force a position. It either gives me the breakout long that I like, or if it's going to be a dip buy, it has to move into an area where I'm expecting some buy support. Otherwise, I'm not going to jump in front of that sword. If it's going to come off $3, I need to come off like $3.50 or so, make a bit of a base, have some volume down there, and then maybe get to the upside, and then we'll take it. You have to be patient sometimes, and that's one thing we try to preach here. I've had to be with this Boeing trade. This market is not going anywhere. It literally bounced off my first target here for what would have been like a 60-cent win. My order by the turquoise, you can see I just put that one in a few minutes ago, and it bounced right off my price. So this happens to you. I made top wick on Luckin to get out, and we bounced away from my order here on Boeing. But that short is working for us. We have our stop in. We're comfortable with it. Sometimes you got to be able to have the hands off the keyboard and allow your trades to work through. Do you have any experience with that where nothing's really happening in the market, you are waiting for some things to trigger, and you get antsy, maybe you want to force a trade, work out of a trade, take profit just because it happens to be right there? Do you have any sort of personal cues, or I asked one of our guests, will they use like sticky notes to remind themselves of certain things, or maybe you have some superstitions that keep you in line? Anything of that nature?
Yeah, I have several affirmations that I do. I have a routine before I start trading. But what went through my mind while you were saying that is don't ever chase the trade. Let it come to you, because if you're going to chase the trade, you'll lose it and you'll mess it up. And everybody's looking for opportunities, but the most important part for me is managing the trade in a correct way. And yeah, sometimes your hands itch because you want to overmanage it, and that's when it goes down the toilet. So yes, you need to look at and let the trade develop and make sure it works in the right way.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true. And here, that's the reality. I've said this to some of our traders here on the floor at times. You can have the best call in the world, but if you don't structure the trade in a way that allows you to profit from the price movement, it's entirely irrelevant. And that could mean your entry point, it could mean your share size, it could mean where you stop out. All of those things matter, because look, here in Boeing, if I put my stop at 145.80, I'm out of this trade. If it goes to 140 in the afternoon, I'm kicking myself. And if I take too many shares, it doesn't allow me to hold it $1 against me because I'm not comfortable with it. And then it flushes $5. And then I'm kicking myself. There's all kinds of things you have to factor in other than is Boeing going down right now. And I think you nailed it right there. I think that's good advice for new traders. That's good advice for experienced traders. And I know we have a lot of those all over the place, but I really hope this press conference happens in a timely fashion so we can get these markets going. To be honest, I do still have, we did get that big lots trade, and I mentioned we got in. I don't think I followed up on it here. I mentioned previously 40 would be the first target to the upside, then maybe 41. I'd be looking to buy some on a dip back in front of VWAP. It's bounced a few times here, so you get the breakout. Leave yourself some room. If it wants to test back at 38, I'd love to pick up more shares that way. If it breaks 39, which it's doing right now, and then pulls back into our 38.70 price, maybe even 50s, that's another way to buy the dip. They're not even waiting for VWAP. But either way, the first target is 40. We'll look for $1 on this trade. If I can't add to the position, then I'll have to find another way to hold it till 41. I do think there'll be some dip opportunities just the way this is traded on the way up so far. It's had lots of consolidation, lots of pullbacks. I feel like there will be other opportunities to get in, even if it turns around at 40 even. So looking for $1 on this first little bit here, and then see if we can't get a retracement buy on big lots. First trade of the day, despite the fact that it put in a $7 move off the open straight down and has already come $2.50. Didn't chase either of those trades, waited for this one here. Now we put it on at 38.70 long.
Yeah, that's, look, I want to talk about Uber here as well, because right now I think I'll be not taking any Ubers. I'll just be riding this Harley for a bit, which I don't have a motorcycle license, so that could also be a dangerous thing. But right here, guys, Uber, we shorted that bottom. Thanks, whoever mentioned it on the chat. No, I'm responsible for all the trades, but we did like it. It was below VWAP here. Uber's been a good stock of mine until recently, and so it stays true. We get out here on this 35 break. That's that green green tick. So we talk about our winners, we talk about our losers on the show as well. That's a 20-cent hit, but plus the average in. So if you add that all up, it's probably like around a 30-cent hit. We do go short again. I am trying to give this trade into this area now. So 35.30 will be my next out. I dare you to make new highs today, Uber. I shouldn't say that. I do not dare you. Please just go down. 35.10 coming through here. But guys, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and Rob, you've been around a bit here talking about some of your trading, and you're a teacher yourself, so that's fantastic. We love to have a trading community here, and thank you for being part of ours. The one thing I want to ask you though is, for those people that may not be subscribed to our show, I know you've been watching it for a while, you know, give a couple reasons, or maybe a couple minute speech here, or talk about why some people, if they're not subscribed, especially if you're a trader, or even if you're just a student of the markets, why should you be subscribed right now to the Trader TV Live?
Well, the first thing is, you said you guys are honest, but actually you're genuine. That's even more important.
Thank you.
But if you're looking, if you want to become a really good trader, you need to do several things.
Right.
The first thing is you need to model successful traders. And at Trader TV Live, you show what a successful trader does. It's not only winning, it's also the losses.
Right.
But if you make sure your wins are more than your losses, you're doing okay. Loss is part of the whole story. The other thing, besides modeling, is you're showing the techniques and things like that, but you're also mentioning a lot of the mindset. A community is also really important, and you people are building a community of traders, actually a community of day traders, but you also mention investing. You also talk about cryptocurrencies, and Brendan's really good in that fundamental analysis, which is also a very important part of it.
Right.
And so, you know, you guys give away gems every day. You're not there when the market is open. You're even discussing the pre-market situation. And so if you want to improve as a trader, stay with Trader TV Live, watch what is going, copy that, and make sure you're there every day. And if you have a problem with that, get an accountability partner.
Right.
That's the only thing you need to do.
Well, thank you. And you're not on payroll, so that was a great little speech. No, thank you. And yeah, we're trying to build a community, Neil and I, again. And I think that's the thing. You know what? It's not only, and I think you used the word genuine there. I mean, that's what we're talking about. I show my kids on the show. You know, we're just average kind of guys. Shout out to Froggy here. We're going to think of a name here. It's been my good luck, Frog. Thank you. But yeah, look, we go home and we're just average guys. We're barbecuing on the weekend. We're enjoying some scotch, some beer and whatnot. And we talk trades, man. We like to be sort of the everyman as far as this is concerned. And yeah, it's been a fun time. And yeah, you hit the nail on the head with Brendan there. It's good to talk about different cryptos, and it's good to talk about different space, including Forex, the one you're in. Now, we don't trade that on the show. Look, I mean, there's over 63 markets on our trading platform. We look for this, but thank you for all of the kind words. It does mean a lot to us. And yeah, so we'll just keep on rocking and rolling here. Thank you for those words, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things you just slipped in at the end there, Rob, was get yourself an accountability partner. You know, I read an interesting book, and this was recently. It was Annie Duke was a poker player, and she was like thinking in bets. And one of the things they talked about was you always want to have people that you can talk to who will give you the straight goods. You know, if you have an idea, they'll give you the counter. They'll tell you why you might be wrong, even if you don't like it and even if it's uncomfortable. And one of the things I love about the chat here is, you know, people think that we're full of it. Like I heard some guys say the other day, I was shorting a breakout play, and they're like, yeah, it's going to get stopped out. He's going to lose. I'm like, great. We want to hear that. Like, why is somebody wrong? Why is somebody right? What's your different perspective? Because if you only ever get people that agree with you, there's not a heck of a lot of value in that. So that's what I love about this community. People are talking through their ideas. We're all throwing out stocks and ideas, and I love that you're part of it, Rob. It's been a lot of fun so far, and I know we're not done with 15 minutes to go here. The market is certainly still going, but what are we ready for, Rob? Sometimes you'll say stuff in my ear, and I have no idea what you mean. What are you talking about?
I know what you guys are waiting for.
Let us know, Rob. What is it?
Fruit salad.
Oh, okay.
It's coming. It's coming. Yeah. No, we promise. We haven't We haven't had fruit salad. Sean's going to jump on that right now.
Man, that
I'll tell you. I'll
this is
tell
a
you about
popular
another
segment.
day.
I better go. All right, I'll be right back.
Sean's going to run and get
fruit salad. Okay,
AGEN.
You're making me leave all my positions here. This is ridiculous.
Sean's literally running out of the room right now.
God.
AGEN, 31% today, guys, just making new day highs. Look at the volume behind this name as well. AGEN up 31%. They had positive data on a new treatment that they were working on. I believe it's a cancer treatment as well, but another one to look at. Nice trending move to the upside today, guys.
Yeah, you don't say. Trend is your friend. Volume is, look at the secondary spike, and you'd like to see those spikes continue that volume throughout the day. It's going to be a good one probably all afternoon when you look at volume like that going on near noon. Chris, thank you guys for those super chats. You know, we love it. It's nice to see the support. I love it when you guys will support each other, encouraging the positive trades, giving advice on the losing ones as well. Honestly, I can't believe Sean just got up to get the fruit salad. I know we haven't talked about it yet, but come on, man. The guy was in live. He guy's in live trades right now, and he's going there to get the fruit salad so you guys can watch him eat it. I hope you love that. All kidding aside, of course, he's going to have stop orders in and ready to go. We're disciplined around here. You know, we can get up to go to the bathroom, all these kinds of things, but you got to make sure you have a plan. You don't walk away without a stop. You have orders in to get in. You have conditions that have to be met. When I see something like AGEN, and if I've missed a move like this, I'm going to the higher time frame. I'm looking where previous resistance might have been. You're seeing it at $4. You're seeing it at $4.50. So it's trying to get to that price now. It slows down shy of it. At this point, it's close enough to $4. You could give yourself a shot if it tries to roll over here and makes a consolidation range. I prefer it if it had been right at 4 even, but this isn't a bad spot either. So I'm hunting an AGEN. Just got to make sure we have the locates. I had a bit of a problem in that SNOA. I wanted to short. Didn't check to see if we had it. We didn't have it, and so I was kind of kicking myself when I couldn't get into position when it broke down. You got to make sure you got those locates. You want to short one of these high flyers, guys.
Yeah, thanks to Brent and Chris there. We're going to give a little dab to you there on the, I think that's what it's called. The young kids are talking about that dabbing. So there's my little character on the chat there. Yeah, we're just looking around here to see what's going on. We are short some GBTC here. That's a crypto name, but it's not moving, so we can talk about something else. DraftKings is still in the money here at 38. We've been just taking it out. I mean, $38 right here, and this is kind of the stuff that we're talking about as far as being disciplined. We stopped here at 38.30 last time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outs. So far we have half left, or a little bit more than half left of this position as we continue to go. But right now Uber's fading back down a little bit. We did re-short 02 after getting blown out through that top. Other than that, man, we got CGC short side, and that's about it. Oh yeah, Facebook, we're watching this short side here, seeing if we can't break this through 225.40 or so has been the top. But again, if the market doesn't want to move here, I don't know. But yeah, shout out. Thank you so much for the super chat. What up, Brandon?
Another one we were looking at yesterday, guys. TGI to the downside today. This thing had a big pop, if you remember, at the open yesterday. Higher, ended up topping out around 1150, 1160, and has just been moving down ever since. Wish I saw this one at the open because it gave you a great opportunity around $9. We're trading below $7.50 now. Rob, I think you're going to be excited because Sean, it's time for something, right?
Is it time for it? I don't have the thing up. I can't hit it. Quickly. There. Oh, hit it. There it is. It is fruit salad time. Yes. So we went and got the fruit salad. There's your request. Lost a little bit of money running to go get it, but here it is, guys. This is fruit salad. What camera are we on? I don't even know which this camera is. Where? Oh, there it is. Hey, what's up?
Oh my goodness.
Right here, guys. Wow, that's close. Okay, yeah. Did I shave today? I guess got a little bit of neck beard there. Okay. As you guys get, we hit it again. Fruit salad. What is your favorite? Come on, get this thing off the screen. What is your favorite fruit today? It looks like we got some grapes. We actually zooming in on this. This is unbelievable. Grapes, watermelon, some, what do they call? Honeydew melon and plum in there today. So what would be your choice of fruit there, Rob?
We have the same thing. Watermelon's great.
Yeah, buddy.
No.
Yeah,
Rob.
Yeah, watermelon.
Rob, I was so happy we're having such a good time, and then you fall into the trap of one of the most overrated fruits that's ever existed.
You're overrated.
Nothing wrong with watermelon. It's just like, it's never the first choice, man. It's so bland. I don't know. Pineapple. Maybe the pineapple's definitely going to be good there. Look, it is what it is. We're just, of course, having a lot of fun here. Look, there's only 10 minutes to go. till the end of the show here, end of the week, for us at least trading. But the market is not going to be done, guys. And, obviously we are awaiting that news conference that's going to be coming out. It is a month end as well, so there should be a lot of volatility. You definitely want to make sure you have some ideas in there for the afternoon. And Brendan, of course, just coming with that, a couple of names here. AGEN is going to be one of them. Given the volume that I'm seeing it have, and the pullback that I just saw happen here, I do feel like it's going to be an active afternoon on AGEN. I'd love to see it consolidate, give you a little bit of an opportunity to sell 355, 350. I did check. I can go short here, so if it does happen, I'm going to be able to take this trade. But if it wants to come back in and sort of hold in the 70s, I'll probably hunt that short as well in front of the high of the day. So a couple of ways you can play this one. And I think we'll be at least a little bit aggressive with AGEN, given how far it came in, given the fact that it's trying to resist at a previous level when we went to the daily chart. We do like this one. I know it's up. That's fine. I know it's been bouncing shy of VWAP. We'll probably have to take profit off if that's going to be the case and we get a short. Got to take some profit in front of that VWAP in case it bounces again. But now that selling came in on volume, I'm looking to see if we can't fade this one in front of either 380 or right here in that 360 mark. Just want to consolidate a little bit more than it has so far.
All right, all right. And Rob, what is your favorite? You're not a vegetarian, are you, at all?
No, I'm not a vegetarian.
You're not? Well, then
No
have a
way.
chicken dinner winner then. There you go. So here we go, 38.60. DraftKings now going to the upside there. Maybe some chicken wings. I don't know. We had chicken wings for lunch here yesterday, but DraftKings finally breaking through 38.50. So what is your favorite cut of chicken there, Rob?
I like legs. They're really good.
Yeah, I'm a leg man myself, actually. I do like that. So we're going to get out here a little bit of 38.60. Yeah, the leg, the wing, the breast a little dry, but we.
No breast. Thighs are good.
Yeah, maybe we should get off the topic. Okay. All right. Here we go. Yeah, we won't ask Neil about this either, but let's.
Okay, first of all, because you already know the answer. Fried chicken is delicious, and dark meat always wins. That's what it's all about.
We didn't talk about how to prepare.
Although I was upset with the amount of wings that were left over, but I was trying not to have more. I did go for seconds. They were decent wings. They didn't have a hot enough hot sauce, though. You got to have the hot sauce. There is not a hot sauce alive that is too hot. I'll try just about anything because I'm a bit addicted to the spiciness.
This poll doesn't seem to be. Yeah, I mean, we love hot sauce. I mean, I grew up in Brampton here, so it's a very multicultural. And Neil and I from high school, we used to have like Vietnamese food, Thai food, Indian food, Jamaican. I mean, it goes on and on and on. We love that. All kinds of food here. Okay, 82% right now. It's only 89 votes. I'm not even going to count this poll unless we get 100. So if you are watching it, guys, head over to our Twitter. It's at TraderTV Neil, at TraderTV Sean here. 1,700. Let's go. We're going to get Neil's followers up as well here. 846. Okay, I think you're around 800 when this started. So hopefully that's a good little run here. We'll get that up. But thanks for the response, guys. 89 votes. I'm going to refresh. And when I hit refresh, I better see 90 votes. Let's see here. Let me go refresh this up right now. And 90 votes, bang! There it is.
That better have been for the haircut.
Thank you for whoever just hit that.
I want to get back to trading for just a quick second here because with only about 7 minutes left, we have not been good enough in putting out the position board for you guys, and I apologize for that. I'm going to throw it up here for you just so you can see what I have left on going into lunchtime in the press conference whenever it does happen. I'm still short that Boeing at 145.13. Again, giving it to that 146.10 mark. It's been break even or in the money 50 cents or out of the money. Hasn't really moved too much, so sticking with that short position. Big lots, long at 38.78. That's in the money for us. Looking for a target in front of 40 even, about $1 worth of a win. If it pulls back to 50s, I'll probably add to that position. Hasn't happened yet. Hertz is doing nothing. I'm long at 106. I thought there'd maybe be a scalp trade there. I can't even get 2 or 3 cents on that thing, but it's not moving, so no reason to get out. And Party City, I'm still short that one at $1.48, and that just has been one of these trades here where if it doesn't give you a reason to get out, you just don't do it. And if you reload on Party City, I can't even find it on my quote board here. If you reload here in front of VWAP, I tried to get some shares at 48, and again, it runs against my order, bounces here for 5 minutes and does not fill me. I guess I should have picked a different gateway. We'll have a segment on that one day. But if I get short here, I'm probably taking some shares out in the 140 range. I didn't add to my position, so nothing to take off. If it does get to 35, I'm going to get out of some shares. 25 is the ultimate target, or it breaks 155. That's the structure of the trade. I can sit here and kind of ignore it because I know what has to happen for me to get more. I know what has to happen for me to get out. I know what has to happen for me to take profit. And if none of that happens, there's nothing for me to do but sit back and wait.
Brendan.
Oh yeah, what do you got, Brad?
Guys, it's been that kind of a day around here. It's Friday, thankfully. VMW here. We mentioned it earlier on in the show. Back to some significant levels here. 154.50 up to about 155. Big time levels in the pre-market and aftermarket yesterday. So we're right at that 154.50 right now. VMW earnings obviously good across the board, but moving back to the upside, guys.
Yeah, I had to sell my BMW. I'll be going short that stock. Okay, 38, real fun to drive. 38.55 coming here. I have an order there right here. We're going to see if we can get out a few more shares there on DKNG as it looks like it's starting to top out. One more thing before we go. We're going to get ready to wrap this thing up. We are now short Uber. I took another bit here at 13, so our average price right back down here now. So we're going to wait to see. I'm not holding this to high of day. The market just did make a nice little run there. I'm going to attribute some of this Uber move to that. So we'll wait to see if it can take out here. I'll probably just use 30 as the top here, guys. I won't even give it to 45. I have too many shares. Sometimes 15 cents makes a little bit of a difference at the end of the day when you're looking at your net. It is also month end. We did talk about that. So a lot of traders may be closing out their positions here. So yeah, I don't want to be in anything that'll just drift all day, right? So we'll try to get out of some of that. And there it is. DraftKings does there. We won't hit the chicken dinner winner again, but we do get out some there at 38.55. But I hope you're enjoying so far your appearance here on the show, Rob. We don't have too much time left, about 3 or 4 minutes. Is there anything you want to say to the broader audience here, maybe to some of our beginning traders, or we know that you're a life coach there and trading coach. So is there any sort of one key maybe aspect that you like to mention to anybody that you trade with or trade along with, or even to our viewers today?
Well, the key aspect is keep on working on your mindset. Learn the techniques by doing it. And if you fall off the horse, get on the horse as soon as you can. That means if you have a losing trade, start trading as fast as you can again.
Right.
And mistakes are part of the process, but don't force your trading. If you see an opportunity and it's part of your rules, just go in according to your rules, get out, keep a trading journal, look at the emotions in that part. Yeah. And if you just keep on going at it and keep it in front of mind, you cannot become anything else than a profitable trader.
That's a fantastic point. I love everything you said there. And one other point about taking the trades that are in your setup, it's not just about the fact that if it's there and it's one of your positive setups, it's a positive expectancy. You're not making money if you don't take it. It's also the point that you're missing out on data points if you don't take those trades. You miss out on them, so that positive reinforcement that would come from executing a good strategy is not there if you sit out a couple of trades that you know you should have had on. And it's always important to keep that in mind. One other thing too is, I don't know, Rob, if you've had a chance to check out our educational videos. We've been trying to put some together for you guys. We did one live for an hour. We're going to do it again on Wednesday, dropping a live 1 hour of a few topics that we cover. And today, we're going to be dropping 2 videos, one on the time and sales and one on the level 2. And you do see us look at these often. A lot of traders, they know what a chart looks like. They trade off a chart. They're not familiar with the level 2, what the time and sales is. It's never too late to learn. If you've jumped into trading and you don't have these in your toolbox, hey, check it out. And if you have suggestions on what you want us to cover, we want to be doing things that are going to help you trade. We want to be giving educational videos that are useful to you guys, so please give us suggestions. Comment there if you can. Rob, do us a favor. Check out the videos that we drop, and if you have any advice on how we can do better or how we can what we can cover, do let us know. This is the kind of feedback that we're always going to be looking for.
Yeah, well, my mentality, and that's helped me a lot, was there's always something new to learn. So don't think, oh, I know that, or I have seen that before, I'm not going to do it. There's always, even if you've seen it 1,000 times, look at it again, because you'll get a new insight. So I will certainly be looking at those educational videos, and you guys are doing a fantastic job. Really great. Amazing.
Thank you so much, Rob. I just want to give one more trade here. We just did go short again here on Facebook. So it's breaking the level. And just like you said, actually some great words there. I'm trying to stick with my plan here. When levels break, we're going to try to take it regardless. But we're light on shares now because, again, sticking to our plan that we're going to be a little light as we head into lunchtime trading, which actually started about an hour ago. Brendan, let's go.
Yeah, it's about that time, guys. We're going to wrap things up for the day and for the week as well. It's been an absolute pleasure to have Rob with us for the last hour, talking about all things market related. Heading into a holiday shortened week and a weekend, we have this press conference. They're still saying that it's going to happen at some point today. So this, I fear, guys, will move the market regardless of what Trump says, either up or down. So still lots of things to look forward to coming up this afternoon. As Neil was mentioning, we have 2 educational videos that have been released. Valeria has been putting the link in the chat there for you guys, one on level 2, one on time and sales. Go check those out. Hit like, hit subscribe on both of our pages. We would very much appreciate it. Market Wisdom and right here. If you've enjoyed the show, we'd really appreciate the subscribe. We're going to head over to Valeria to check in and see what day it is today.
Thank you, Brandon, and hello, Rob. Thank you very much for joining us today. Guys, it's already our favorite segment, and we would love you to join us also. Send your request at marketing@tradertv.live in order to participate. And as Brandon mentioned before, I sent on the chat multiple times links for our 2 new educational videos. Go check it out so you have what to do on the weekends, watch our educational videos, and practice. And guys, of course, subscribe to our channel. We will be back with you on Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you subscribe, you receive notifications when we are back on air. Guys, thank you very much for all of your support, super chats, likes, and of course, subscriptions. Next week, I'm pretty sure we will reach 30,000 subs and I will floss for you live. So stay tuned. And as usual, I'm saying what national day is today. So today is a Coco National Day. I have no idea what's that. It's like basically it's chicken. Thank you, Brandon. It's chicken cooked in red wine.
Coco Vin. Yeah, I'll take the red wine on that one. But yeah, it looks like a good. Brendan, it seems like you're familiar with that dish.
Absolutely. Coco Vin. Come on, it's pretty famous. No, Rob, have you had Coco Vin? Did we lose, Rob?
I know what it's about.
Oh, there we go.
It's a swimming chicken dinner.
There you go.
There it is.
It's a swimming chicken dinner.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much for maybe we should add some red wine to the chicken dinner.
I'm down with that. How do we add some red wine to lunch? I mean, it's been an absolute blast. Rob, thank you so much for spending the hour with us. Anybody that wants to be in that spot, you're part of our community and you want to be on the show with us, just let us know, send an email. We're interviewing people all the time to bring them on. It's a lot of fun for us to do, especially when they're as fun as you, Rob. And we can all learn something from trading. This is what the community is all about. And thank you so much for giving back by appearing on the show.
Well, thank you for having me, and have a good weekend, everybody. You as well.
That's what it's all about. And for the entire team here, as we like to do, down the line, Valeria, I didn't know what Coco Vin is either, but now I do, and it looks tasty. Sean, thank you for making the sacrifice and going into the fruit salad when in position. That is a team player if I've ever seen one. Making the run there. Don't hurt yourself.
The people get what they get what they want. And Rob wanted the fruit salad there, so there it is, guys. But hopefully we'll see Neil with a new haircut. Maybe not. We'll see about that, guys. Follow us on Twitter to respond to that poll.
Absolutely. Get it over 100, and I think I'll have some ammunition to take to the wife there.
Yeah.
Or Brendan, who refuses to cut my hair, even though he does such a good job on his own with the little fade there. I don't know, man. Spread the love.
Responsibility for that, Neil. But you'll do a great job, I'm sure, on the weekend.
Yeah, we'll definitely see how that one goes. As always, guys, for our guest of the day trader as well, Rob, thank you so much for appearing here. I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live, and we will see you next week.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.